Hey everybody, and welcome to our first post-COVID Thursday night poker. And it's a big one, Brandon. What do we got today?
Probably the biggest one. We're giving away a little $11,500 main event package.
Main event, the Dream Maker.
The dream. We're just firing right into the action here.
Yeah, there's no delay.
No delay.
9 players left out of 50.
Yep. Blinds are 5K, 10K big blind ante. I think we did the math. The average stack started the final table with like 17 bigs. So there's plenty of play.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And what did they start with? Like 30,000 in chips?
30,000 in chips.
And it was a progressive blind period, right? It went from like 15-minute levels for the first 10, then went up to 20-minute levels until the final table, and then levels, which is great.
Jack, there is 2 jacks next to each other.
Oh, obviously.
Jack D in the 7 seat there, the backwards hat. He is the overwhelming chip leader going into the final table.
Ooh, we'll see the chip stacks here in a second.
Oh, yeah, I didn't go slow. Or I didn't go fast.
This is the inaugural table at the CCG headquarters, too.
CCG Poker Studios, trying something new. Wanted to make sure we had the table set up and as much. We really wanted to give the players a very, very, very like a private setting. Yeah. This is the largest, and not only is it the largest, but Anwar's all in. You said he had one big blind going in.
He did have one big blind, and he does river a 10.
Nice.
I think he started with 29,000, and he was in for 20,000. So he was all in. There you go.
Oh yes, big blind ante.
There's some chick stacks. Jack and Joel at the top, 300 and 400K, which is 30 and 40 bigs. That's a lot of play on the final table.
What else was I saying? 50 players.
50 players.
Down to 9.
Yep. Top 10 got paid.
Top 10 got paid. So it was the
Shout
unofficial.
out to Kang Lee,
who was our unofficial final table player.
Got 10.
She's got to get down to 9. I was saying, I really wanted to make sure that players had a non-evasive, maybe it's not the word, a private, an intimate setting, because this is a huge prize, and there's a huge overlay or a huge imbalance between first and second place, and there are no chops in this tournament. Like the regular WSOP, there was no chops here. Somebody was walking away with an $11,500 WSOP main event package, and somebody was getting a $2,500 little baby package, which is basically like $1,000 for travel and a $1,500 seat, which again is still awesome. However, it was an overwhelmingly very top-heavy tournament, which is what we wanted.
And then on top of that, third is just $500 and a $500 seat.
Right.
So you're third to first. We're talking about a whole 10K difference.
$11,000, $10,000. Yeah, you're right. It's basically the same.
I guess we can talk about some poker eventually.
We will in a second. Not a lot going on so far.
I mean, Anwar doubled up the first hand.
He did. We missed him. But he's our mystery hand right now. A lot of regulars at the table.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about these tournaments is you have to qualify to get into the
slow down even more.
So it was a lot of regulars because those are the ones that were able to qualify.
Yeah, it was a 5-month-long points list. Every month, cash game players and tournament players had their own separate points list. The top 5 from each made it to the free roll. That's how we got our 50 players. And then everybody started at 30,000 in chips, and we played until there was a winner.
So remember we talked about on the podcast about...
Oh, you mean the overlay?
The overlay.
A poker podcast?
We talked about the tournament versus cash game guys. I see. Let's go around.
Okay, you're better at knowing your
I got them all here. I'm going to start in the 1 seat once it gets around that way. Jack's opening. He's opening a lot. All right, so the 1 seats tournament. Anwar did both, but qualified in cash. John cash. Sasha tournament. Tommy tournament. Both Jack's tournament.
So Tommy's in the
Jose tournament. Here you go. Kevin,
Anwar,
and John are the only 3 cash players.
And what do you know? They're the bottom 3 stacks.
Yep.
So maybe all of those players who said that a cash game player would overwhelmingly dominate this tournament, I guess the tournament guys and gals, they more than held their own. Yeah, let's talk about some poker hands. See what happens here. We're done with the plugging.
5, 10, 10. Actions on Jack K. Jack number 1.
It's the kid in the Pittsburgh hat? No,
that's
the
Princeton,
Hawaiian shirt.
The Hawaiian shirt, and this is
that
Jack
a Princeton hat?
Yep.
Does he go to Princeton?
I don't know. The shirt says Princeton. Probably not.
I mean, kind of intimidating. I'd be intimidated by an Ivy League kid at the table.
I guess. So folds to Joel,
who missed his circle.
Raise 30,000.
He did. Well, we're working on it.
Early in the table. It's hand number 4. Everybody's getting used to it. Anwar's hitting
here
a
I
small
am.
string
I'm
of
trying to figure
bad
out.
beats.
He did take a bad beat. I think it was Kings versus Ace 10, River Ace.
All right, so Sasha ends up going
174.
all in, obviously with a big slick. He's also one of the bottom stacks, right?
174,000.
174. I think he's actually third. In
Oh,
chips.
nice. What do I know?
Not much. So Joel opens. He gets ripped on from the small blind here, and I'm catching up. Tommy's obviously folding. We're trying to get his hand registered.
We got a whole nice view of this final table.
It is. This is a good looking camera view right here. Looks like obviously Tommy folded. I just haven't clicked the button yet. I'm trying to figure out Joel's hand. Joel folds as well.
You didn't read your hand. You have to stay out loud.
I mean, clearly, if he had something better,
Yep. I mean, I'm sure he just opened with a weak ace or Jack 10, Queen Jack, something like that.
What goes for you?
yeah, Sasha's third in chips.
He is.
So when you're third in chips, pretty big. And Joel's second in
Joel's
chips.
second, yep. So that was kind of a big
Little
spot there.
ICM suicide there. So unless he's got aces, kings, queens, do you really see him calling the
No,
third chip stack
probably
and
not.
going down to bottom?
Yep.
I mean, I'm
No,
trying to
no.
remember. It's
I
been
mean,
a long time
it's
since
probably
I've
like
had,
Jacks plus.
even jacks.
Maybe.
I would say queens plus.
Yeah, probably Queens plus. Jacks is kind of close.
I would say aces, kings, queens,
Queens
and ace king are really the only ones. Is ace king a better hand
Oh,
than
second
jacks?
raise
I
it
mean, I
up.
know it's not,
22,000.
but is it? Is
think
it?
so.
Do you feel better about it?
Yeah, because you're not dominated by Queens. You're 50-50 against Queens
Yep.
instead of 80-20.
Yeah.
So there is
I'd rather have
22.
Ace King than.
I'd rather have ace king too.
All right, so we got Queen Jack suited, raising it up to 22,000,
Players all in.
and Tommy's ripping it all in.
Let's see what he's got here. Ooh,
Couple kings.
couple of cowboys.
Pretty easy decision.
It was funny.
9 big blinds and kings.
One of my dad jokes, I saw that the guy's like, why do they call them cowboys when they ride
90,000.
horses? Shouldn't they be called horse boys? It's really funny. My
So,
kids would like that.
Jose's kind of backed into a corner here. This is why you raise small, right? Because we talked about this. We always talk. I mean, why raise 30,000 when 22,000 is going to get the same?
And you bank in
And you
8,000.
just-
If you get re-raised,
Yep.
you can get away from his hand.
And
And
you
really,
just gained 8,000, which is a whole big blind, which is a big deal here.
it 100%. I love the raise that he makes. I love the fact that he got Queen
hands,
Jack
nine
suited.
hands.
It's a scary middle. You know,
But you
probably
should raise.
For nice hand.
get involved in there, and then hey, that way you let it go.
Plus, Tommy's
it-
a little bit tighter on the tight
case you
side.
don't
Right.
And
He
I
makes it
think
Asian
he
like I
knows
do.
that too.
Yeah, especially on a short stack, right?
Because these are two tournament guys that have been playing with each other.
Yeah,
for
I think that's
years.
the other cool thing about the like a 6-month long points list. And again, they start over each month, so you're not like devastated if you missed the first half of the season. Like each month is its own deal. So many people came in at the end of the month. They're like, "Oh, I'm screwed." I'm like, "No, you're not. Just start next week. It starts over." But it's cool. People get to know one another, and they get to know their tendencies, and they get to play with them for a long time, which I think is super fun. And it's something you don't always
You see
get
that video?
unless you're a super reg at like the WSOP. But even those
Raise.
guys, you don't know nearly half.
40,000.
No, and you don't get to play with them because the fields are so big. Here, our
Can
fields
you
are
see
so
these two
small.
aces, Brandon?
Relatively speaking.
All right, so Joel just bumping it to 40,000. So he is the opposite of Jose, where
Well, he
says,
doesn't want any. He wants to
Yeah,
take down the ball.
I'm going to open, but see, now he gets ace jack to fold.
Yep.
That is something where if you made it 22,000 wouldn't happen.
I think
So
you
that
gotta
is
play
a
flop.
slight advantage of.
It's the only if I start going too far.
However, when you get ripped on, you do lose all those extra chips,
It's like
but
mentally
you
so
get better hands.
Dude, like it's raw.
Yeah, more than likely he would have lost more.
Yeah, probably would
Ace
have lost
pops.
a lot more chips.
Yeah.
Well, you can lose all of it.
It's funny when you're looking at the cards and you see what happens. You can speculate so much better on
I know, it
what
seems
to
so
do.
easy.
This game's easy.
This game's easy when you know the cards. All right, so 5-10. We're starting with Kevin here in the 9 seat. Nice watch.
Time to go.
He's a cash game guy.
56, not going to see much.
They did play relatively quick here. I mean, nobody's, these guys, a lot of these cash game players, they aren't like, I'm going to sit here and tank and
Right.
time. They're like, I'm looking at 10-4 off, I'm mucking it. So limps.
Yep, Tommy calls.
Tommy starts the limp train. Jack limps. Jack limps.
Bound to our big blind with an ace.
Players all in.
And I
He
think
jams it.
he rips it and says,
No dice.
punish the limpers.
I will.
Tommy would have raised if he had anything good. And Jack was following suit, and Jack was following suit, and there we go.
It's kind of the reversal of a cash game where it's like you wouldn't call certain things
No, you're not
unless like
definitely.
3 people call in front of you and you're the one to close the action. Be like, all right, I'm gonna limp 2 just to see a flop and then play it from there. It's a totally a different mindset
Right.
between cash and tournament. I always picked the tournament players was my bet.
I said the same thing. I
Yeah.
said like 7 and 3, and I believe that's actually what exactly it was.
That's pretty cool. Do you know how much time was left on the blinds when you guys went to
Yeah,
the
it
final?
was like 20 minutes.
So almost the whole blind period. Nice.
Well, we're playing 30-minute levels now, but yeah,
Yeah.
2/3 left. That is one thing we did not have. We
Is
should
it
have
up?
brought a laptop. For the
23,000.
That's all right. Half-hour blinds. I mean, if you can't figure it out, kind of on your own.
So Sasha's raising it up, 23,000. He's going that smaller approach.
Which I like.
He's gonna
8-9
get
from
called.
Kevin.
And again,
13,000 to call.
if you made it 40,000, Kevin probably folds.
Right.
But
Get
now
to
you
see
get to
some
play.
action.
But now you get to play a pot against the worst hand.
Look like a 9 coming out.
All right, Queen 10-9, couple clubs.
Kevin flops bottom pair. This is the problem I always have with
Yep.
8-9 or 9-8 suited, whatever you want to say. You flop a crappy part of the flop, and then you just kind of have to figure out what to do from there.
All right, so Kevin
Yeah.
rips it for 40,000. He's got a pair. What's he gonna do?
And he's probably repping the
40,000.
clubs right now.
He's repping something. I mean, he's got 4 bigs. He's like, I got something.
Little does he know, Sasha's got a call with the ace of clubs here. Ace or a club is what he needs. Knock our first player out.
Yeah. I actually forgot what happens here.
Oh, nice.
So, I'm with you guys. Brick
City.
Straight for Kevin.
Well, brick for Sasha. Got better for Kevin. He didn't need it, though.
He did not.
He just needed a red
Look at
card.
these chip stacks. 182, 161, 141, 135, 122, 100. I mean, 3rd to 8th is
Close enough.
7 big blinds apart.
Yeah,
8
it's
big
like
blinds apart.
basically aces.
Basically.
It's a tight pack.
It is. Anwar sitting. I'm glad he didn't drive all the way over there and then get busted the first hand.
Yeah, he did double up the first hand.
He did.
At least then you get to play
I
a
actually
little
think
bit.
that's what he said. Like, at least I didn't lose one hand.
Right.
At least I lasted more than one hand. All right, we are on Anwar. Speaking of the devil,
Has not caught any cards to
No.
speak of.
4 big blinds.
he gonna do it?
Well, the problem is you're all in next hand, right?
I would wait. 5 high is not
5
something
high
I would
is
want to go
kind
with.
of pretty. Oh, we got our first Mike action. He takes over. I think he screws up the first hand. He takes over.
That's all right. Jack 10 from Jack, number 1. Jose 10-4. He's just milking the clock a little bit here.
Option. 3 players.
Kevin loves his 8-9.
3 ways. 1 limper in the blinds.
Ooh.
Checks.
Joel flops
Check.
a king. Sasha flops a queen.
20,000.
And it looks like Sasha's leading out 20,000. Joel's coming along. Joel was the big blind in
Heads
this
up.
hand. Kevin's out of there. Mystery turn.
He hasn't gone on to the next part of the hand yet.
Okay, we only screw up like 3 times.
75,000.
So this actually goes.
Kevin folded.
Yeah, Kevin's out. We're heads up. Here we go. 7 of clubs. Joel leads out on this turn, and Sasha folds.
I mean, 7 on the turn.
Yep.
Was it a club?
It was. Joel
Yeah,
leads
3
out.
clubs, second pair.
I mean, Sasha can't do much anymore.
Nah.
It's like, what? You can't just put your tournament life as second pair, jack kicker. We're fixing the graphics for us. Besides that, we don't really have any more
75.
screw ups, guys. So we made it through our 2 screw ups in the first 10 hands.
That's not too bad.
No, it's not terrible. We replay the action, trying to figure it out. And
We'll say Sal is very good at that. Replaying the action.
yeah, Sal knows what happens.
Yep.
Yep, that's right.
But
Little break
a little
here.
drunk. I mean,
So let's plug the overlay. The overlay is
there it is in
close,
the background. Little image in the background.
close to 20,000 downloads in the 2 years that we've been doing it.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of people.
We are actually in the top
Yeah.
1,000 podcasts in the country of Belarus. Not even quite sure where that is, but apparently
I think
we're
they have
very
a
popular
nice poker room there.
I bet.
in
like a-
Belarus.
Yeah, there's like an EPT there.
C175.
Like, where is Belarus?
In Europe somewhere
Yeah.
in that area
Good.
We figured it out, and I'm looking it up.
where Belarus is.
Yeah, but I think it's is that the country? Or that's
I don't know. I think it's a country.
a country. But what's the big city in Belarus?
No idea.
Okay, it's next to Poland and Lithuania.
Okay, there you go.
So
All right, we got jacks. Jacks.
okay, we're back.
20,000.
The jacks, the second jack, has pocket eights. Raised to 20,000, just a min raise.
And he is the chip leader and should be opening a lot, and 8s are in there.
Yep, walks into a little big slick here from Jose, who is
Raise.
going to, looks like a
61,000.
raise.
I got it red.
He 3-bets to 61,000.
Cherry
Nine's
on top.
folded there.
Ooh, who folded 9s? Kevin?
It must have been, yeah. Anwar with king 4 of diamonds on the big blind. That's like half of his stack there.
Yep.
I might have thought about
getting
pushing
in
it there.
You got a king, you got a couple diamonds.
You're really hoping for diamonds,
I'm
and
in
you
there.
hope your king's live. It's not, but you're hoping.
But you're hoping.
Calls.
Jack just smooth calls. Which I like. See flop.
He has the chip stack.
I mean, you flop an 8, the man's dead to rights. Actually, pretty good flop here for 8s. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4 way to a straight.
It's a really good flop, and he's going a little stop and go action, and
He's
just
going
going
to
to
put
rip
the
it.
pressure right back on him.
I mean, even if the guy's got queens, he's got 10 outs.
Yep.
And
I
this
like it.
is
It's a good move.
Pretty terrible flop for ace king.
Yeah, not something you want to see. Yeah, rightfully, I think it looks like Jose's going to give it up. Yeah, we talked up ace king here a few minutes ago, and then it just gets a big fat nothing.
Yep. It's a drawing hand, as they say.
All right, Jack gets a little bit bigger chip lead here.
And now you start to see him pulling away a little bit. $250,000.
Yeah, you really got to know
There's
this
50
thing.
players times 30,000. That puts what, 1.5 million in play.
Yeah,
So
if he's got 31%, about $500,000.
So yeah, he's got a third
About
of the
$1.5
chips.
million in play.
Third of the chips, 9-handed.
Do you change your playing? I mean, obviously you do, but how much do you change based on your chip stack? Obviously, the short stack, I know I can
to
play
play.
very well because
Yeah.
it's like you're just looking to get it in and that's it. The 10 to 12
10,000.
big blind range is where I have trouble because I'm not quite sure if I should be playing the tight short stack range or pushing a little bit more, and I'm actually really bad at the big stack.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
The big stack's hard here because there's so many shorties. It's like you want to be super aggressive, but everybody has
There's
so
all
little
in.
chips that it's going to start going.
All right, Amar's got 2 face card, little blackjack hand. He's on for 23,000. Mr. Batakis, Queen 8, gonna see a flop for another
23,000.
13,000, and same deal for Sasha there. He was the big blind.
John's got 23 in, it's 13
Tommy, could you
more.
break it?
Yeah,
But definitely a cash game hand.
suited.
He feels comfortable in this spot.
It's suited. I was like, is Tommy in the hand? He's not. He's just making change.
So the pot is
players want all
80,000
in.
and John has 68. So if we
Further betting
if
goes
John
towards the side
catches a
pot.
piece, he's all in. And this is probably enough of a piece.
30.
Yeah, it looks like
30,000.
Sasha flops 2 pair. John's got a queen. Anwar's got a queen.
But John
Rough
does get
fold.
rid of it.
Put your
Nice
30
little
back.
fold by John.
Open up.
Sasha flopped a great hand. 2 pair.
Yeah, going to be tough.
John's
Anwar's
happy he
down
got
to
away.
1 queen.
1 queen.
We knew 1 queen got folded, so he's down to un-out. Now he's
Okay.
got a king.
Yeah.
What do you get? Ah. Well, our 9th place finisher.
Yep.
Free $500.
Dead one.
To be fair, he just wanted to not play only one hand, so
And the man succeeded.
he did succeed.
He got a nice little chunk of change. $500 for just playing in tournaments and enjoying it. Not wrong with that.
He's one of the guys who
He almost. I
he
think he's-
came all month, all
Dead
5
button, small and
months,
big.
played cash and tournament.
was gonna
He
say-
almost qualified on both sides.
I think he's the only player to like pseudo bubble on the money list for cash game players as well as tournaments, like a couple of times.
Yeah, no, he was up there like every month.
Yeah.
I would say he probably played.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he played some of the most hours at CCG in this promo. Okay, folds around to Jose in the 8 seat. He's out. Kevin's out. Spinning around to
Players
Joel.
all in.
Out. John is all in. We have a dead button.
Ooh, kings.
Kings and 6 big blinds seem to go well.
Sasha's not going to put a third of his chips into play. It's almost even more than that, like 40% of his chips in.
He does.
Oh my goodness. Well, there goes Ken's commentating career.
Snap call. He just counted out.
Just snap calls it. Maybe he just thought John was making a move.
Yeah.
It was just down to them, right? Small blind, big blind.
Yep. 6
I mean,
bigs,
I get
king
it.
high. I mean, you look dumb when the guy's got kings. When he has 9-7 offsuit, you look like a genius.
Right.
Nothing.
Oh, mixed.
John doubles with the kings.
You don't want that.
Nice hand. He's like, I got a big winner there. I mean, it's the perfect spot to try
That happens
squeeze
when you
play.
don't give me a sweat.
Sasha's like, I'm not having it. And as it turns out, John's got a real hand. That happens sometimes.
Sometimes they actually have it.
I think that's when they say, that's poker.
What's up? Okay.
I hate when people say that's poker.
Lines are up now.
Yeah, it'll be 6-12.
I guess I'm against you every time, but
No.
Be
it's
sword
good to
stack,
see
make a blind for
Sal's
blind.
shuffling.
And he has a hand good enough to call.
I mean, 6 blinds if you get the king.
Yeah.
Down to 8.
I have to pull those in.
Any really short stacks? No, most of these are kind of in that middle
We're
range.
all in the
Going
the
now.
shorty was John right there, and he just doubled.
He just
So
doubled.
yeah, we're all in the 10 bigs. Blinds did go up.
Definitely a
6, 12,
definitely a run
12.
good moment.
That was a little delay there. We were typing in the new blinds.
Good structure. Good structure.
So
First jack's out.
everyone chip stack just shrunk. It's like the world. The
Jack
blinds are
10.
going up in the world right now.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's life. Jack 10 suited. Looks awfully pretty.
It does.
Raise it up.
I like Jose's
Raise
play
it.
so far.
I'd say Jose's probably the best player.
I like his play. He's mixing it up.
And Jose's one of the only players at the table that said if he doesn't win, he still might play.
The main event?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And he takes it down.
Yeah.
Everybody picked up a bunch of hot garbage. Here we go. 100, 103, 130, 135, 145, 150. So yeah,
So
it's
from,
Joel and
from
Jackson.
3rd to 8th, you're talking about
50K. 4 bigs.
4 big blinds.
Yep.
And then you got your 2 big chip stack leaders that basically have the other half of the chips in play. Joel and Jack each have 50%, basically 31-21, right? A little more than half.
Yep.
And everybody else is chopping it up. Makes for an interesting.
It does. The dynamic is cool because it's like everybody's short, but then everybody's not really that short. It kind of makes everybody short because they're
Right.
all together.
Players all in.
It's like little kids playing soccer here.
Yeah.
They're all bunched together. All right, Jose's going to put it all in with ace 10. He's riding the rush right now.
He's just going to take it down so often. I mean, that's what, 2.5 bigs? That's a lot. He just bumps up to 181 just like that.
2 hands in a row.
Yep. And boom, in 3rd.
There's a lot of people that have been complaining about the big blind ante. Can we talk about that briefly? I almost want to do an entire podcast about the big blind
In
ante.
what sense? Are they
Other complaining that it's only beneficial for the tournament structure, meaning it makes the structure worse by doing the big blind ante versus everybody anting individually every single hand. Obviously, you and I are in the pro big blind ante.
But like,
boat.
what's their reasoning? How do they think it
That
makes it
the
worse?
big blind becomes so important. It's so many chips in one hand, where it would be better if they were, I guess, parceled out between the 8 hands versus one time. It would be better to put 8 $1,000 chips into play versus one time putting in 8,000, because if you get a bad hand on the big blind, you just fold. But I guess nobody remembers the 7 times that you got out for free. You didn't put a single chip in play. Those don't count, or
Yeah, I think that people just have bad view. I think they just have bad viewpoints. Like, I think that your ante is just dead money. Like, you can't.
it's gone.
Yeah. Like,
If you put it in one.
it doesn't matter if you have a good hand or a bad hand.
Right.
It's gone.
Just part of the structure. It's like complaining about the big blind. Why do I have to put in chips and nobody else does? That's how the game's played. Why does white always get to go first in chess? I don't know, because them's the rules.
It is the rules. I don't see how.
I like the big blind ante structure for one huge benefit for me. is one, if I have to go pee, I can just do it after my button, and I got probably 10 or 15 minutes to go to the bathroom, and I'm not going to be putting in chips that I don't have to worry about, right? I like that. Two, I like the fact that looks like Jack's putting in a hefty raise
You
here
got like 350,000.
with
400,000.
King 7.
He's just all in. Ever he's covering.
He's
everybody.
just pushing.
I mean, Jose's third in chips. How can he call?
I think the thing that I like the most is that it speeds up play.
Yeah, of
you
course.
100% get more hands in per hour doing the big blind ante versus individual ante because it's so much longer to rake everything in, change every single hand. Oh yeah, I put
People
mine in, that's
forgot.
mine.
Yeah,
right, you got to
forgetting.
go back, call the floor. Like, it's just so much better to go the other way. All right, we got our first player to break a $500,000 in chips. Jack number 1.
That's actually Jack number 2.
Well, I'm calling him Jack number 1 because he's got the most chips.
He just limps you, Jam.
So the second Jack is Jack number 1. Got
Big
it.
Stack Jack over there's got a $500,000
Big
in
Stack
stack.
Jack.
Big
What if
Stack
he
Jack, you
mid-raises
can go ahead and
and
just
still
make
jam?
T-shirts for that right now. The kid's just going to go back to Princeton and be like, they call me Big Stack
Yep.
Jack at home. That's actually a great nickname. Anybody out there who's named Jack, just start coining the phrase
Right,
Big
if
Stack
he makes
Jack.
the main event final table, we'll wear
Yeah,
those
for
t-shirts
sure.
for sure. Even if he's the shorty.
Mr. Patakis. What's he doing?
He's opening.
Raise at
with a mystery
27,000.
hand. A few mystery hands in this.
Sasha's out. Jose with an ace-8 gives it up.
Yep,
Gives
gives it
John
up.
the props.
He's got to play out of position. John has playing kind of snug. I tried to get him to register it. I don't think it does.
Yeah, it needs a little bit more
Yeah,
time.
he shows me. I just type it in.
I showed aces.
I think it's ace jack.
So good fold by Jose there. He was dominated. It's one of those things when you have ace-8 and you're the first guy in,
Sounds good.
it's better. Versus, he probably if
think it
the
applies
roles
for
were reversed and Jose would have opened and John looked at ace-jack, he might have given up ace-jack because I don't want to call with an ace-jack. I don't mind raising with ace-jack.
correct.
I definitely don't want to call with ace-8. I'm much more likely to raise with ace-8.
Correct. Especially out of the small blind and out of
Right.
position. All right, John's in the big blind. Oh, John's on the gun.
Players all
And
in.
Sasha's ripping it here.
Ace King. Ace King's been very prevalent lately.
As
Tommy's out.
Card flash.
coming around to
Diamonds,
Kevin.
exposed.
Emux. Joel shows 10-3 off.
Yeah.
And
No
Sasha
second
takes
place
trouble.
hand there. When you
So
got
ace
ace king, you
king,
need a
what, ace
second
high?
place hand.
Just ace high.
King 10?
No.
Jose never.
Oh, I
never
thought
showed up.
you said King 10.
No way, I was gonna call.
That's why I
10-3.
Went to showdown.
that's why I showed the ace king. So he was-
I always like that graphic.
It does, especially when you get enough hands in. It shows the people that are not showing their cards and taking
Mm-hmm.
down pots without ever showing what they got.
$84 from Sasha. I normally would say it's a fold guaranteed, but I've been wrong a few times.
Okay, Jack Ace 10 of spades. Jack Big Stack Jack. King,
No,
Queen
Jack
suited.
number 1. And then Big Stack Jack's got it. All in with the ace 10, which I like. It's
Look at
pretty.
him fold King Queen. A lot of people with $500,000 there are just saying
There was another ace that just got folded quickly.
Yeah, I
Jack
think-
9. These are going fast.
Jack K is another. He's with Tommy up there on the conservative side.
Yeah.
Good player though. I usually don't like super nets, but I don't think he's super nitty. I think he just has a good, tight, aggressive
Yeah.
strategy. And everyone just bunched up there. People switching places, but we're all theoretically in the same spot here. 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, all chilling with.
Studio looks good, though. I like the
Does.
black backdrop.
Does.
Compliments of Drape Kings. Actually, it wasn't a compliment. We had to pay for those. Table, I love the new felt. What do you think of the new felt?
That's
The
amazing.
felt is so cool. I love the new poker rooms. Oh, our first appearance of aces from Little Stack Jack.
Little Stack Jack and
Little
Big
Stack Jack
Jack's
is
got
good. Oh
ace
no,
jack of
Big
hearts.
Stack Jack. Give it up. No! No, Big Stack.
So-
Jose with King Queen? This is great.
He must.
This is a great hand. No idea what the other people have. Ooh, tens. Give it up, John. He's thinking. Did he
John
call?
called. John called.
But he only called 19,000.
Yep.
Oh, I got you. Aces raised to 25.
Yeah, 25
Jack
call.
called. For some reason,
Call.
I thought he went all in. Which would have been a bad play with aces. He's going to get much more action. Sasha is in there with the deuce 4. Avi. Okay, big fat ace is going to really screw some people here.
Ace Jack of Hearts.
Ace Jack of Hearts
It's
is
probably
never
the sickest
folding.
flop ever.
It's the worst flop of all time. This is a great hand.
It is. It's almost like
what hand number is this? I gotta write it down.
15.
Is it 15?
It's like 15 or 16.
Oh my god, this is
44,000.
bananas.
We'll be able to see in a second. So we have a check from Jack with the aces. Ace Jack of Hearts is never checking. He's gonna fire in there.
All in the call.
Jack and Jack both get their chips in without even zero hesitation.
We have a 2-jack situation here.
Yeah, we have Jack on Jack crime.
It's nice.
110.
It's good. I kind of hope the 2-jacks stay a long time because this is way more fun.
Well, we have it all in between the 2 jacks, but the
You know what,
shorty
here's the
Jack
thing.
is ahead. He's 70%. I mean, imagine flopping top set of aces and hold them and only being 71%. That's kind of run bad.
Yeah.
Look at the other way though. Imagine flopping top pair and nut hearts and only being 29%. Brick on the turn,
From the 2-jacks, who's gonna survive?
and we have the queen of hearts on the river.
I mean, here's the thing. You go out with aces and you flop a set of aces, you leave with your head held high.
Yep.
Like, there's just nothing you can do there. And again,
There's
that
nothing
hand,
Jack can do.
that
The hand plays itself.
The hand plays itself. I mean, it does and it doesn't. Ace Jack could have theoretically folded pre-flop. You could have, but again, the aces raised small enough that Ace Jack is going to call, especially when you got 500,000 chips in play. When you got a third of the chips, I mean, I'm not folding for 20K.
Something tells me he's
Look at Sal. Even
I'm good.
Sal had a little wry smile on his face, like that was disgusting.
that's a perfect flop.
Hand
Oh,
20.
exactly. I mean, I see the worst possible.
Yeah.
And that's it for Jack number 2. Short stack Jack is now gone. And big stack Jack has all of his chips.
Big stack Jack gets bigger.
It does. And he consumes the other. He's just Jack squared.
All right, Jose, getting
raise.
good
These
good run of
weird
cards.
good hands.
Yeah, like I can see myself going broke with these hands. Jose's done a much better job of containing his chips.
31,000.
Okay, well, it looks like we got a raise to 31,000. I'm not a fan of the 31,000.
No?
I don't do.
Oh,
I
do those.
I hate the ones. I
Oh,
just
I do
make it
those.
evens. I make it easy for my math. I don't want to make it different. I understand that maybe there's a reasoning behind doing so.
It's some weird like psychological thing. Like I never bet 100 in PLO. It's like 105 like all the time.
You see, I always just do like,
It's 100.
you know, it's funny now I think about it. Some of my better sessions, I think I do like 115.
We get nervous. It's a page jump.
When I'm bluffing, here's
Yeah, when you're
here's it.
bluffing, it's one. So it's not just one chip. You gotta put out.
Correct. If
4
I'm
chips.
bluffing, yeah, I'm definitely bluffing a random number, 115. When I've got a Stone Cold Nutter Butters and I want to be like, I just rip in, I
Don't
just
get nervous.
pitch in a
Put your
black
chips
chip, you know.
in
So
'cause it's
easy to
$500
flick in.
page jump.
All right, Jose did take that pot down. No action.
Uncontested.
Oh, too bad. John's at the table.
Blinds are 612, so he raised to what, 31?
Yep,
So
so
it's
2.5.
at 2.5. He likes the 2.5 raise. It's consistent. I like the consistency.
Okay, and it is on Jose.
You got too much in there, Jack.
I will say, in general, a lot of these guys have never played on this table before, and they almost all registered their cards all the time, which maybe is a part the table's working very well.
Yeah, new graphics card. Little
Yeah.
upgrade to the table. Upgrade to the situation. Wi-Fi's better. I didn't give out the code, so nobody else is on the Wi-Fi dragging it down, which is
All right, so
huge.
Tommy rips it from the small blind with King Queen, and Jack has to call with ace jack. Pretty
68.
standard blind on blind action. Tommy has
Do you think he just says I have ace me?
ace and me.
Ace
Wow.
me?
That's a good one.
It's not great, but it's out there.
Decent.
All right, 60-40 flop here. 60-40 race. I mean, when you're with King Queen, you'd rather be the 60-40 versus the 40-60.
But you'll take a 60.
I'll take a
You'll take
60-40.
anything in the 60-40 one way to 60-40 the other way. To get a double up here this deep, you got to take these
You
spots
gotta
with
do
5
it.
big blinds.
You gotta do it. Come on, Tommy.
Lots of
Queen! Fade! Fade! Oh, no!
Jack of clubs? Is that the Jack of clubs?
Yes!
Holy
No. Brick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
All right, he's
sweat
got the
jar.
Jack of clubs on the river and the hearts on the turn.
It doesn't matter.
I have no idea how that happened, but the Jack of clubs was definitely on the turn. Giving him all the outs in the world.
Yep.
We
Club,
were all
ace.
by the way. I know.
Just like that, Tommy.
I wasn't. Yeah,
They
sure.
call that laddering up. He's just bumping up a little
It's like a
bit.
page jump.
Now look at Jack, 626K.
Oh, this is the bubble?
Yeah.
For the next page up, yeah. That's right.
That's when he gets to
I
say
announced
things
that
like,
when
I
you
can
went back.
dodge bullets, baby.
Kevin's been
Not that it was
quiet.
too early.
He usually gets in the action in the cash game
But-
side.
and the
He's
thing
got
is,
no
though,
chips.
Yeah.
cash game, you can
Mix it
fire
up.
a lot more.
You can always just say, chips, please.
Right.
And
I
have
do
the
that a lot.
maximum starting stat.
I like to yell checks.
Checks.
I don't yell chips. I yell
Checks
checks.
is such like a blackjack term. Or like
Yeah. It's more of a casino.
Players all
I
in.
want checks. All right, big stack checks, all in with the queen 9. I think he's just feeling it.
Now this is
he
where
he loves putting pressure on Jose.
he does. There also is a money bubble here too. 4, 6, 7. We're on a bubble.
Yeah, it goes from 500 to 1,000.
Yep.
So instead of just getting 500 in cash, now you're getting 500 in cash plus 500 in seats.
Yep. Which
I
is a
mean,
big difference.
That's a free,
It's a double.
5 free deep stacks.
And there is 4 short stacks, and they all played for free. So one would assume a ladder at this point. They're kind of not going for it, but there's only 2 more ladders in the whole tournament.
You're aware of it.
You're definitely aware
Right.
of it.
And if you're not, you should be.
It's funny because I think Kevin says, he's like, 7th place is a pay jump. And John's like, I was hoping nobody would say that.
All right, Joel with 10s, a couple of Bo Derricks.
He's just been chilling in 2nd place.
He hasn't really been getting any
it up.
real card
50,000.
action wise.
So here's the Joel action. 50K, I think.
Okay. 612, that's a little big. That screams I don't want to get called.
10s are kind of an I don't want to get called hand.
Mm-hmm.
And takes it down. But again, he takes down what? 12, 12, and 6? 30,000?
30,000.
Hey, you just got the free blind.
When you make your bets,
Free round.
do you include the big blind ante? Meaning it's 6, 12, 12. So you're not thinking there's 30K in the pot. You should be thinking there's 18,000 in the pot.
And it should matter because the big blind isn't taking into account that they put in 12,000 twice.
But a lot of people do.
Right, which is why they complain about it.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be thinking about that because
Nope.
that's separate.
Completely gone.
Right.
Come on.
Players all in.
Mr. John,
27.
the Greek wonder, all
10,
in.
10 big, 7-handed, 8's under the gun.
I mean, I like
Standard shove.
it. Get it in there. Hope you take down the blinds. You're really not looking for a call here.
And he takes it down.
Free round.
3 rounds.
I learned from the best.
All right, 8s. No other
No
no
action.
other action. But I think with 8s, you're very happy to
Oh,
take
you're
down
happy
the
to take
30.
it down.
You get
30's a lot. I think 30's what? 25% of his chips?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he went from 120 to 150.
It's a lot.
I'll take that every time. I guess he had 2.5.
You would say it's almost a quarter of his chips.
With 2.5 big blinds, but he got 10 bigs.
It's a quarter.
The math
quarter.
does definitely.
All right,
check
Sasha,
out.
Queen Jack. I fully expect an all in here.
Players
You
all
got
in.
it.
You finally! I got his game pegged.
Tommy Jack ain't nothing.
Jose 97.
Nada.
Kind of like 97.
I know.
Cash game.
Ooh, here we
This
go.
man's could be
Here
a
we go,
ton.
here we go.
Kevin Ace 10. Get it in there, buddy. You got 71,000 in chips. You're the bottom stack. I think we see a call here. He's thinking about it. God, he's gonna kick himself when he sees his hand later if he does.
All in.
But okay, good. Good all in. Good all in.
Joel
Joel.
9-6 out of there.
And we're down to just John. He
90
wants
is
to
the bigger
count.
stack.
What do we got?
Oh.
Ooh, Ace Queen just wakes up with a
Double dominated.
with a
60,
mama monster.
Double domination.
A mama monster.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
It's pretty crazy that he's only 54%. I think he'd be higher having them both dominated.
This was my whole argument. If it was the first hand of the WSOP main event and you had aces and there were 5 all-ins in front of you, would you still call? And people were like, absolutely. And I would too, but I was trying to make the idea here that aces at that point are like 30%
yeah,
to win.
you're gonna lose a lot 7 out of 10 times.
Right.
Yeah, but when you win, you're like,
Yeah, right?
just cash.
So that's what people don't say. They're like, I understand that logic much better. There's a reason for it then. But you are going all in knowing that you're going to lose 70% of the time.
Yeah.
But you don't care because the 30% of the time your
You
vote
got
is saying
300,000 chips.
you've got a massive. You could literally just walk out. I'll see you guys in day 4.
Yeah. He flops an ace, which is tough luck for
Nobody's
Sasha.
got any clubs. 4s.
King for a chop? Brick.
Ooh, that would have sucked.
All right.
All right, John busts 2 players.
2 players, and it looks like I don't remember which one had more. Sasha had more chips, so Sasha gets 6, which is this is wrong. No graphic. It's a
He
page
had
up.
more.
It was a page up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we had to get the argument on who had more chips to start the hand.
Nice.
So Kevin knocked out for 507. Sasha 1,000, 500 cash, 500 in seats in 6th, and just like that, we're down to 5.
Was that big one?
You were not. He was big. John was big one. I should say.
Tried.
Nice try. Though.
Yeah, that was a good hand. That was a great
I
time.
mean, it's a great
John
time to pick
has,
up ace queen.
and I'm not downplaying
We got
John's
1,
play at all.
2,
I know
3,
he's a
4,
really
5.
good player.
We got 5, so
He's
it's
got a
going
great
down to
way
the half,
of
Anthony.
getting
Do you
people
want
to do what he
take a
wants them to
pause?
do, which is kind of like this weird Svengali thing he's got going. Svengali? What's
Like
the
when
guy's
he
name?
got a
It's gonna be
guy
half
to
a
call
now
the
that
king
it's
in
done.
offsuit when he had kings.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all
like-
But
fouls and
in the
errors.
same token, the man also gets some really solid, very opportune times. Like he pulls a squeeze play when it's just a small and big.
Yeah.
He's got pocket kings. He gets to close the action with ace queen. It's just like, well,
Facing two shorties
two
all
short
in.
stacks. It's just like, and he doesn't even have his tournament
Let me
life on the
see.
line. It's like,
see this
bam.
unfold.
I mean, super, super great hands.
All right, Jack mucking the king 6. He's feeling good about life. Down to 5. Jose out of
10-3,
there.
no go. Joel's folding before it even gets to him.
The register. I don't know.
Jack
Yeah,
7.
Jack 7
Unbelievable.
off.
Johnny B.
Hey, heads up.
Johnny B.
Mystery
Good.
hand.
Post flop action?
That sensor might be a little bit off too. I think the circle's off.
That's the one that we were having trouble with all day.
Yeah.
15.
Jack Deuce. John's firing.
John
Probably not getting a.
shows a 9.
Okay. He also said the 9 of hearts was having some trouble too,
He
right?
I
was.
saw a 9.
So John shows a 9. Flop's the best hand. Here we go. Payouts. So 5th, 4th, and 3rd, 500 cash.
So
and
Sasha
500
really got
seats.
1,000.
Sasha got
500,
1,000.
500.
Yeah, that is
Yep.
nuts.
I was rooting for
Look at that jump from 3rd
I was too. I was
I mean, all the
It really is
money
from
three-handed.
ninth to
no Jack
second.
10, no Jack
There's no
10,
pay
no
jump
Jack
until
10.
I
second.
was like, come on,
It's 3 to 2 is where there's a pay jump. I get it. There's a pay jump, but like
as soon as you start rooting for
not
the
a-
king,
it's not
I
enough
was
to
like,
actually
you know
make
what,
you
You're still
think about
going
it.
for the win. You're not going for
that's
the
it.
Normally, if you're at
ladder.
a final table and there's 9 players and there's a
30,000.
decent sized jump every single time you go, and it's important to think about those things. Whereas in this situation, that doesn't really factor in here.
My bad.
All right, Tommy's got kings now.
I just started
All right, so
playing poker.
John raises, and again,
Come on.
his cards
Players
are
all
not
in.
showing up. But that's okay. We get to see it anyways.
Oh my god, that's brutal.
Jacks,
Jacks.
Five-handed.
eek, eek-a-laroo.
Jack
Jack
of clubs.
Jack of diamonds, Jack of clubs.
Well,
Getting
Jack
that
of diamonds, Jack of clubs. $280,000 pot here.
130.
This is
Sorry,
big.
man.
This
I'm
is
still
big.
rooting
It's a
for
big
you.
pot. Big pot for John.
130.
He's still got about 100.
And again, this is button small ball.
Like,
This is-
180. He's still got a lot of chips though.
John's never folded. I mean, this is a cooler. We're 5-handed.
Again, he's he's 2 for 1. What's your favorite Maria Ho quote? You build a big chip stack so you can get involved in big pots, lose, and still have chips left to play.
Which is what he's doing here.
Didn't call John. That's why we can't see anything. River. Yeah, I mean,
Brick.
King's hold. Didn't even flop really any kind of outages there. No 4 flushes. Nothing.
But he's still got 212 cash.
Tommy leapfrogs here. He just goes from shorty to thirded chips with actually quite a decent stack. But again, first, I know we keep repeating it. 5th
it's
to
6,000
second here
now?
is not a huge
Nope,
jump.
we're paying for it to win.
How much time left?
Randos.
Joel, Jack 8 under the gun, gonna make a move here? No, I don't know his play quite yet.
My favorite hand.
Fold.
They do fold very quickly. John's out.
walk.
Tommy's out. Jack gonna complete with
in.
5-4 clubs.
And Ace Jack's gonna put it all
Rip it,
in.
and he folds.
So they Jack.
Yeah.
He strikes back.
So Jack's just had control of this table. I mean,
620, yeah. I mean, he's got second more than doubled. Second and third, pretty close for 2 and 3. Tommy and Joel are battling out for second place. Ooh, I like Tommy's choice of the super tall stack.
just the one.
I like the 1 stack.
It does look good on camera too.
It looks great on camera.
Okay, Jose, ace-8 in a small blind.
8-6.
Sorry.
Option.
Gonna
8-6
try to
small
see a flop. Probably not gonna get there with the ace-5 from Joel. Punish that limper.
He's a punisher.
Double it. Good. And double the blinds. Okay.
62.
I watched Rounders the other day. It's
More
still
than
great.
double.
Oh yeah, Joel doesn't mess around. When he raises, he raises.
62,000.
I like it.
Take it down, baby.
The only problem with that play,
Is when he runs into it.
you lose more chips than were necessary to win the hand.
And you feel like you got so much in, you got to sometimes call later.
Right.
Because folding feels so bad because you give up so much. Okay, moving on. Jose on the button. King 6 off. Mux. Joel in there with the 10 deuce off. John Queens. John Queens, he's going to raise it up, and Joel's going to give him no action with the 10 deuce off.
Yep, can't let you.
Come
see
on,
it.
Joel.
Yeah, I know. What that 2 pair?
And this is this part of the tournament where you don't really see that many flops anymore.
Or it's either all or nothing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Meaning you're
you
going to either
see-
see all of them, or we ain't going to see none of them. Are you a headphones listener at the table?
Of course.
Tournaments, yes.
Trying to decide if I want
Not
to.
in the cash games. I like to
Trying to decide if I
socialize.
want to bring like some like hardcore beats, like some
Yep.
noise canceling.
Yep.
It doesn't go well with the hair, but
No.
I'm trying to think about what to do for Vegas because Vegas is in 2 weeks.
I know, you're here.
and
30,000.
I'm excited, and I'm excited.
Wow.
I'm excited to go with whomever wins here. I'm excited to play for the first time at the WSOP. I still haven't booked a hotel room.
That's great.
Thinking about staying. I booked my flight finally. I was thinking Treasure Island.
Okay.
I've stayed at Treasure Island before.
Okay.
It actually gets really great, like 8.2 reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fairly inexpensive. I mean, obviously everything's a little juiced up during the WSOP.
It is very much juiced
But like
up.
you could stay at Paris, and I saw the rooms, and the rooms look kind of janky.
Yeah,
They
they're
look
not
like
great.
Best Western kind of
Yeah,
stuff. And I'm
yeah.
not dogging Best Western. They just don't look very, very fancy.
They don't look Vegas-y.
and
for
they're
sure.
more expensive. Now, granted, it's next door. It's a 15-minute walk because I did the walk
Hold to go.
from
Treasure
Treasure
Island's
Island.
not that far.
It's like 2 doors down. It goes Caesars,
Across the street and
Mirage,
across.
and then on the other side of the street, a couple hotels down. So
Raise
it's
it
not
up.
that bad. It's kind of
40,000.
closer to Venetian, but for 18-minute walk each way, I think one, it'll give me some time to go back and forth, and 2, it is what it is. I kind of like the
40,000.
idea of not staying in the same one of the two, because Paris and Bally's are basically the same hotel.
Yep.
That's up.
I kind of like the idea of not being right in the WSOP's face the whole time.
Yeah. I
Plus,
agree.
Treasure Island has a kind of a dumpy little poker room. I might be able to play there a little bit. Plus, it's closer to like
It's
Win
across the street
Aria.
from the Win.
Check.
Yeah, where I'm
Far from Aria.
yeah, I'm sorry. I meant Win
And
or
Venetian.
Venetian if I
Yeah,
want to play
Win
a
and
tournament
Venetian.
there. All right, we got 4s here. Joel's with the Ace-8.
4's going for a little
Joel
value
raised.
here.
Jack called with the 4s.
Yeah.
Flop, 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 flop.
Flop up, check, check.
Flop,
goes
check,
check,
check. Thank you. 9 on the turn actually is better for Joel, worse for Jack, I guess. 6. 4s are good here, and our chip leader. I think he might just check for value here, right? I mean, the pot's already 156,000.
I actually think he's good. I think he knows he's good. I mean, I think he's not bluffing.
I think he
72,000.
think he's putting at best Joel on a 3 or a 2, which is fine because he can beat a 3 and a 2. It's actually a really great flop and an even better turn
Yep.
for 4s.
Yep. And a pretty safe river from Joel, who's opened with pretty good starting hands. I mean, he's trying to maybe get looked up by Ace King High here.
72,000 to call, which is about a third of Jack's chips here. I'm sorry, a third of Joel's chips. Jack bet 70,000. I like the bet size. I think it's a good bet size.
I mean, it can get called here by Ace High. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously Ace High's thinking about it.
It wouldn't be a horrible play. I hope he folds, because he losing.
He is gonna lose.
My hero calls like this.
He calls.
Wow, hero call. Flatline.
9s and 4s.
Force.
Look at John's like, huh.
Kids
So
get subs.
two streets of values here by
That's a big pot for
it
pocket
is
4s.
versus Ace 8 off.
I mean,
and nobody's
that's a
got
big pot.
Damn it.
All right, our
Those are-
two top openers from pre-flop raise situation. You got Johnny B and Jose, which we kind of knew.
Yep. I think
Joel-
John's
same
just
thing.
had hands. John's open kings, open eights,
Yeah.
open queens.
16 with an
Ace Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did. Bad fold.
I agree. Not dogging his play, but
It's 8-16.
Joel all of a sudden finds
Sorry,
himself short for the first
time in the tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for once.
he's been kind of
One time
sitting
pass.
at that second place
Raise,
chip stack
40,000.
for a long time.
John's going to open here. John with the king jack off.
The me hand, KJ.
Tommy with ace queen.
I mean, that's a good hand, Tommy. Are you raising here with ace queen, or are you calling the 40K?
I'm raising.
Yeah, it looks
Tommy's
like
calling.
it looks like he calls. Jack with deuces. Quack quack, Mr. Ducksworth. He's thinking about it. I could bust both these guys if I flop a deuce. That's what
This
the
is
kid's
exactly
thinking
what
that
he's
right now.
God, just 1,
I'm
2.
gonna bust
1,
both
2,
of
and I'm
these
going
guys.
to the main event.
1, 2. 2 for the main event.
2, and I'm going to the main event. Oh, Jose's got a 2.
No, he's down to 1, 2.
2 hearts.
I mean, theoretically, he could win.
Well,
He's
yeah.
he's not the favorite.
Flop a deuce.
We're at equal parts here. Third. Tommy's a little edge here with the ace queen. Oh, 3 so close.
Check.
It's funny. I was watching on the computer. I thought it was a deuce.
Check. Turns to 7. I kind of would have liked to see a bet out of big stack there.
You're gonna get a bet here from John.
Yeah,
who
he's going to
opened.
follow.
He's gonna wrap.
That's why I like the fact that he
65.
should have bet the deuces at that point, because if he got one check through in the
65.
first time, you're definitely not getting a second check through, and your deuces don't really hold much. I think the kid fires a little bet there. He got the chips to do so. He would have taken down that pot 100%.
But he is getting a little sticky
Oh
there.
my goodness! I love this kid.
He said,
I love this kid.
Fours one
Fours are
last
good.
hand. Deuces are good this hand. And they are good.
Oh my God. Check.
Deuces winner.
The kid's just showing down monsters. John's like, I can't believe this kid just won with pocket 4s and pocket deuces.
Hey, look at that. He's at 939K.
He's got 60% of the chips
And look
in
at
play.
second.
Yeah, 214, 215. Good golly, Miss Molly. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yep.
What is it?
Or as my new
16
favorite line
with an
goes from DuckTales, quack-a-wacka.
Whack-a-whack.
Whack-a-wacka. My kids and I have been
Big
watching a lot of DuckTales from the 80s. It's great. And I blew my daughter's mind because that show came out, the one we were watching was from 1987. I told her I was 7 years old in 1987, which is how old my daughter is.
Yeah.
She was just like, couldn't imagine that Dad was watching this at the same time. Which is pretty cool.
Okay. Jack is going with the don't stop now mentality. And he's got the 10-9 off.
Raise
And
it
he's
up.
going to raise it
32.
up on the dealer button.
32,000.
Looks like 33, but could be wrong. 24. Double. Jose is out there with the 10-7.
Heads up.
And Joel is going to defend the big blind with the 6-5. Yeah, just a straight double. 16 to 32.
Massive flop here.
This flop is going to favor Jack 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Jack is the raiser.
28,000.
And Joel can have anything, and Joel gets out of there, and Jack takes down another one.
Wow,
4 in a row
three-
for Jack. I think it's 4.
Three or
if you
4.
won one
Oh my
before the-
goodness. What's your record for number of hands in a
I
row?
don't know, not as much as yours. 13.
13's a good one.
Yeah, 13.
13 at a home game, 8 in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
I
nuts.
think. I don't know. I got kings 3 straight times one time. And
Really?
1-2 hold 'em at the horseshoe.
Yeah, Jack.
I would have won a pot with quad aces in my hand in PLO, and obviously I saw the flop, folded on the
Did you flop
turn.
an ace?
No, don't start with me. I fold. River's a blank. It's a pretty big size pot. It was a cash game.
yeah.
It was like a $1 or $2 game. So it was
Sure.
like a $500 or $600 pot, which in that game was a big.
Of
It was
course,
a big
it's
pot.
big pot.
And I was like, oh man, I can't believe, because I only looked at 2 raised, and then my buddy looked at the other 2. He's like, these are good. I was like, well, so are these.
Players all
So we
in.
didn't even notice that we had 4 aces until we looked.
Players all
And
in.
then, sure enough, a kid won with just pocket kings. I would have won the hand.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, he's like, I whiffed. Me too.
Me too.
I got kings.
I got
They're
kings
good. No!
All right, so Jose rips on the button with ace-8, as he should, and he
actually,
always
yeah.
has ace-8 somehow.
Yep.
And runs into
All in
Joel's
for
ace
120
king in the small
Yep.
one.
Joel's got the big slick suited.
So Joel is at risk here, actually. 'cause
Yes.
the chip stacks are correct. They are correct.
by about 6,000.
Yep.
I mean, Jose is basically out of the tournament at this point, but theoretically his tournament life is not on the line.
He would get a ladder if there was a ladder in the event he busts.
All right, Ace King still holding true.
Diamonding.
Diamonding is not good for Joel.
It's not. King.
King for the dagger in the
That's the end of Jose's run.
Yeah, he's got 6,000 in chips left.
5th place. Oh, he's still in. He's still in. I'm sorry.
He's got 6,000 in chips.
Huh.
I mean, he's mostly done.
No, but he's in. Chip in a chair, baby. My bad. Pronounced him dead too quickly here. All right. 8-16. Blinds are up. We have halved the big blind ante to the small blind ante. So we are playing 8-16-8. And Jose's all in.
There's all in.
So now this
16
is
to
the
play.
cool part about the big blind ante. Jose
All in.
can 4x up here,
You're gonna get to that.
and he only has to face one hand. And it's 10s from John. Yeah, John with 10s. What do you know?
What do you know?
10, 7.
John's going to take down a side pot from all the leftover money that Jose can't win. And Jose's already standing up. But he flops a 6.
Totally.
8 on the turn. Puts. Oh, but he's got a club draw.
Oh, my.
And he rivers a club. Jose, still. John's complaining because he takes a bad beat there. And Jose's up to 26. Jack chilling at 987,000. Joel and Tommy chilling in the middle. And Jose super short. And John's a little short now because he lost that all in to Jose. Action's going to be on Jose. Again, he's basically all in next hand if he doesn't pick this hand.
Right.
And looks like he's going to pick
He's contemplating.
next hand.
He's thinking about it.
And I'll take one more hand.
Need one more freebie.
Jose's out. Out. Putting us at Tommy. 9-5. Tommy calls and Jack checks his option. Heads up with a couple crappy hands out of the blinds. Crappy flop.
Crappy hands, crappy flop.
Jack flops a 3. Tommy a gutter ball.
Jack's going to play that big stack. Just bet. When in doubt, bet.
And Tommy's not even going to
I mean,
mess
that's what
around.
you
He's
do.
like, I got 9-5. I'm not
This is-
screwing around.
This is what the big stack does,
Yep.
right? It's how big stacks get even bigger. I mean, it's also how you get chipped away.
1,003,000.
Oh! He's got everybody 4x'd.
He does.
And then some. Wow.
Yeah, Joel, Tommy, John, and Jose could combine forces,
Kid right now
give
is
all their chips to
kid right
one
now
person.
is looking at flights
He is.
going to Vegas.
16
Joel
to
with
go.
King 8 suited under the gun. 5-handed. Nah. It's close though.
It
huh?
is close, but I think
close.
there's shorties all over the place.
All right.
About one.
Johnny
John's in
B's
there.
all in with
Jack,
Jack
10 of
10.
hearts.
Tommy, Jack
Somewhere
deuce
in the
suited.
neighborhood. Oh, 120.
I would wager that Tommy's out
117.
with the Jack.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he ain't calling there.
Jose, ace
Hey,
deuce.
but he's only got 2,000 in chips.
Additional on top of the 24 he put in.
Come on,
He had
Harvey.
to call 2001.
Did he? Oh yeah, he's all in for 8. Did he win a hand that I missed? Oh, I did.
Each 4 times up.
Oh, nice. Okay, I fully expect John is the leader here at 44%.
Now he is.
Now he is.
Hearts. They
Oh
both
no,
have hearts.
hard, no heart. Niner.
That's better.
John makes a straight.
John makes a
And
straight.
that officially ends the ends of Jose's run. And then there were 4.
Down to 4. Aggression. You can see our most
take a
aggressive
break?
players are John and Jack.
That's
Joel's in there as well. Yeah.
And then Tommy on the bottom. They're perfectly playing their playing styles right now. A little bit dictated by the chips they have. But
Took a small break
We're
there.
going okie doke.
That's why you see the little flip in the screen. That was not your computer having a moment of.
oh, we took a break?
Yeah.
Oh, the
I
kid
mean,
was
we didn't take a break, but they took a break. That's the halfway point, folks.
sweet. Look at the meeting of the minds back there.
I like it.
Okay, so we're still playing 8-16-8.
Oh my God.
4
twice.
left. Sal can't pitch the cards right now, right off of a
151,000.
fresh break.
There's all in.
King Queen for John B. He's just
in there.
riding the rush.
All in
King
right
3 for Tommy. He would have liked to have that same option before.
Fold, fold. And we are over to Joel, who has the 9 deuce.
What did you have that hand where I had fours?
John gets another one through.
I didn't think
Picking
you
up
had,
those
had an
binds.
Okay.
That button.
ace. I didn't think
Yeah, yeah.
you hit it.
That's what I figured.
16-8 still.
Yep.
Look at that.
So
Yeah, it's
Brandon
hard to
says
not
otherwise.
just assume
I was looking
Jack's
at the
just going to
board.
dominate
Like,
here.
you didn't hit,
I
but I didn't
mean,
know you hit a pair. That's,
at this point right now, equity-wise, what would you give him? If you were going to do an equity chop, what would you give him? Not that that's a possibility. I'm just curious. What would your equity chop be at this point?
Probably like $7,000.
Raise it up.
7,500.
32,000.
So you're really giving him almost like 60% of first place money. Everybody else would be chopping up the other what?
The 14, 15,
Need the little
15,000.
rectangle.
So
Thanks.
You're really giving him half of the money you
half
play.
the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more.
Back up over $1 million. Look at that chip stack over there on the right. Kids don't even have time to stack them up.
Problem is, if he's still, I mean, you know, you double up Joel, and Joel's got 450, and you're down to 850, and then it's
It's much closer.
much, 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 much closer.
Yeah.
Okay. Action on Big Stack Jack. Who's out of there?
Folds a jack. Joel, another
Another
jack.
jack.
Jacks are hot right now.
He's out of there. He's not going to take his option to try and steal the blinds, which I would try and steal
Yeah,
Tommy's
John's
blinds.
going to try to steal it right here. He's raising. Ooh, there's a rule. If you take chips out of the pot, what are your options at that point?
Call or raise.
Yeah, you can't do anything else, right?
Can't fold.
Tommy with the jack deuce. He doesn't know he's ahead. John made it 35,000 from 16, so
Yeah,
not just double,
just a
basically. It's a Kenny double.
Double and a sprinkle.
Because I don't like to do 32, I would have rounded to 35 just to make my life easier.
All right.
Tommy's going to
Plays
see a
all in.
flop. John outflops the shit out of him
John flops an
and
8.
just smashes it,
And-
just all in. Just puts the pressure on Tommy, which
160.
actually he did catch a very
I
small piece of
know.
this flop. We could see Tommy go out on this hand right here. He might be going. I think he's just pushing me around. Can I really put him on an 8 or a 5?
I don't think I could fold Tommy's hand.
That's
that
what
sounds dumb.
No, it doesn't. I'm
But-
on the same boat. Like I fully
8-5 deuce.
would fully understand that. And again, you put John on 2 big cards,
Right.
King Queen.
Any 2
Queen
big
Jack,
cards. I mean,
Ace
you
Jack,
really run bad
Ace
if
4,
John
Ace
has like
5.
Ace 5.
The only
'Cause
card,
then-
Ace
or-
5 or Ace 8.
Yeah,
But I think Ace 8, he's not doing that.
right. Because it's too strong.
Too strong.
Maybe like Ace 4.
This is a decision.
Some random spade draws.
I think this is important. I kind of like this one. I'm going to write it down.
Okay. Pull out your handy dandy little sheet right here.
How much is that?
116.
116,000.
Getting some chip stacks, finding out where they're at. John would be the one all in, correct? At 116,000.
Yep, because Tommy's got 131.
Right.
I'm just curious.
And not a gross over bet from John. I mean,
And
there's-
again, there
there's
is
80,000
not
in the
a
pot.
pay jump. So this is kind of like Tommy could be like, well, I can kind of like either double up or get out. Doesn't really cost me any money
Right.
equity-wise. And I'm going to need to double up to
question.
somehow take all Jack's chips anyways.
Yep.
I
Now
mean,
that I can't tell you.
Because I can't tell
John
you.
goes, what do you think about calling with? Tommy goes, a deuce. So Tommy does find a fold, which is the correct fold in that
It is.
spot.
I mean, as we know, John
can see
had
the
him
cards.
dominated, but
Should have gone right.
I would have
We're all
been
gonna give
okay
you
with the
hands.
call there.
Yeah.
I would have
Whenever, right?
totally understood it.
Yeah,
I'd have
they're-
said,
they're-
good play. I understand. We would have seen a turn in a river. He's not out. I mean, he's not dead. It's close. Tommy, our least likely player to go to the showdown.
Small blind.
Nice hand.
Thank you. Oh, you were thinking about calling me super light, huh?
Four-handed tournament poker.
Four-handed tournament poker is tough.
Could have been.
You got to play a lot more
spades,
hands.
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, it's a, that's
Yeah.
Could have been,
Could've been
ace,
2 big
ace
cards.
Jack or
Yeah.
something.
No,
I feel like John is comfortable playing all those garbage hands.
I think at this point, shorthanded poker, I would say John's got the most experience
We're 16.
in that realm. We know a lot of the other players, so they're 3 tournament players versus 1 cash game player, and I feel like,
Is it up?
you know, John might have a
75,000.
slight edge here playing those because he's more willing to gamble, whereas like some of these other guys are kind of waiting for cards. All right, Ace 10 versus Ace 5. Tommy could be saying goodnight here shortly. Ace 5 four-handed. It's pretty damn good.
Pretty strong.
Never.
You got rid of it though. Yeah, you got rid of it though. Again, it's that whole adage. I don't mind calling, or I don't mind raising with the Ace 5. I don't like calling with an Ace 5. Back on our chip count, 64% of the chips in play are jacks. Big stack jack is actually a huge stack jack.
Massive stack jack.
I mean, and it's literally, he's got 60% of chips in play. It's a good thing those other 3 players are sitting on that other side of the
Yeah, I
table.
know.
Otherwise, the
Tip it
table could
over.
flip over. Yeah. It's still one of my favorite Howard stories. The table fell over, and I think
know.
somebody kicked it out, and it fell over. And long story short, we're like, well, what do you think everybody has?
This is early
Super
CCG
early, like
days.
year
we got
2 or 3.
Yeah, what are we gonna do besides ask them what they had?
Table falls, all the chips go everywhere. And when everybody said, I got 100,000, I got 80,000, I got 60,000, I got 200,000, we add up all the chips, and I was like, guys, you're like 3x the actual potential number of chips in play. We're just going to chop it. And they're like, yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Let's just chop it 4 ways.
All right, so Joel bets the flop with top pair. Jack calls with a gutter ball
Check.
and an overcard. Jack now
45,000.
turns a double gutter
Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
and is facing a bet of 45,000. This was a limp pot. Jack got a little sticky on the flop, which you can do. Backdoor spades, gutter ball, maybe
Right.
your jack's good. And now you turn a double gutter, and it's like, what is going on here? Calls again for 45,000, thinking of a 3. And he gets a 3.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello, 3. It also gives Joel 2 pair, which makes
why I
Joel
said
feel
3.
so much better.
How could this kid have a 5 here?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just
And it
one
was
of those
it was a limp
spots.
check.
Yep.
So it was a limp check. Small blind, big blind special here. I guess you could very well put
You
him on a 5.
could, but like you got 2.
It's hard to fold 2 pair though.
It's on. and
I
he-
can't
he
fold here.
snapped
1 and a call.
How much was the bet?
71.
71K and a call.
You want that one.
71 was snap
71,000 and a
call.
call.
75.
Good bet size from
4K.
Big Stack.
Small.
I like it. It's good enough to guarantee. It's good enough to get a call out of way more hands, but not fishy enough to look like a value bluff.
So look at these chip stacks now, fellas.
Want that.
Ugh. Yeah, 75% of the chips in play. The kid's booking his hotel right now.
I know. He said, "Can we take another break? I gotta get flights while they're cheap."
Right.
And 8.
Eat.
Absolutely love
You
it.
probably called it. You got so much chips.
So 1.1
No,
million
if
and
I would have
change.
shoved
He meant
it.
on the turn, but
Oh,
you were
yeah.
double gutted.
Oh, oh.
Yeah,
And number
you-
45, the
you-
kid's really, he's
Yes,
way out in
chips.
front here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not getting great odds.
In a normal spot, he would just be raising all in every hand because these guys would be fighting for fourth and second place money. There isn't really much jumps here.
Doesn't happen.
Doesn't
though,
happen as much here.
right? Because it's such
No
a
ICM pressure right now. If you get knocked out fourth or third, nothing changes.
Heads up.
second, really. Fourth to second really doesn't even matter either. Very unlikely though that you're going to see
Oh,
2 hands in a
Raise
row
all in.
go check,
Fold.
limp check from the small blind, big blind with folds previous.
Hey, he takes it down.
Ooh, only the odd number players in left.
Yeah,
1, 3, 5, 7.
It's nice for table balance
Oh, it's so nice.
for the cameras.
So much better.
Keep them all working instead of just
Never
every
fails.
shot is just sitting in the 1, 2, 3 seat. All right, actions on Jack, and I'm going to predict he's going to raise.
Jack 8. He's grabbing some chips. He's got multiple
32,000.
denominations of chips.
32,000 looks like a straight.
Hey, Joel's
Double?
got 32.
Joel's out. John 8-3.
8-3, no go.
Garbage.
Call.
And Tommy's going to call with the 9-10 suited. Little. I guess he's limping in here, right?
Yeah.
It's just a double up.
It's a double. And again, he's already.
He's probably thinking, I'm in for the big blind. I'm in for the ante. I might as well put another 16,000.
10-9 of clubs is a very, very.
I like
fun
it.
hand.
You either smash the flop and get it all in, or you just go away.
Okay, we have a bad card here or something. So flop didn't register here, but Tommy did rip it, and Jack folded. We're gonna get the flop and put it here in a second. So Tommy does take down the pot. He played a little stop and go. Flopped a 9, ripped it. Jack folded.
With an ace out there is mildly scary. But
It is.
I guess really the ace you're not really min raising the flop. It's a little tougher. I'm not as.
I think Tommy just to say I'm going with this one.
If I catch any
We
card in
got
this
enough,
flop,
yeah.
I'm in.
If the kid's got an ace and knocks me out, it's his tournament to win.
Right.
Turns out he didn't.
Did not.
And here we go. Starting on Joel,
All in.
Players all in.
and he rips it.
It's 140.
Joel's all in.
Mystery hand.
Johnny B's out.
114, he said.
Ace 7 for Jack.
Suited.
90.
So fold from the two middle players. Getting a count from Joel.
114.
No, you were right.
114, he says.
One would think that Ace 7 is ahead here.
Yeah. Well, I would just say
You gotta
A7. You're
Suited.
just calling. You're just calling.
With all these chips.
I'm playing the fact that I'm Jack. I've got 80% of the friggin' chips in play. I'm just looking at an ace and I call.
And you're in the big blind, huh? He's already got
you're
chips
good.
in there.
It's only 98,000 to call. I can't believe he folded.
And we don't even know Joel's hand.
Wow.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Disappointed on that. Beef jerky all in.
Spoiler alert. Joel said
What'd you have?
Ace 7.
He said you'll see it.
Well,
A7 was
you were
good.
ahead of me.
Wow.
Don't know what Joel had, but
That's
Joel
the
did say.
hand of the tournament.
Yeah.
One way or the
You'll
other.
see it
It either
anyway, so
puts
might as
Jack
well
on
say that.
tilt because he says A7 was good. Who knows if it's true or not?
Yeah.
You're big.
But, you know,
Is it 1020 now? Or?
Yeah, you're
No,
good right
not
there.
yet.
A7, you're good. This is exactly what you just said.
I love it. No matter if he was good or not, that's exactly what I would have said. Oh, A7, you're good.
I mean,
Nice
Joel,
full-
Joel
nice-
can have anything.
Nice full big stack.
You get a little needle.
I'd needle the shit out of him.
Okay, very next hand.
Ace,
Oh.
king.
Ace, king for Jacks.
Okay, all in. No.
And Joel's in there with 8s.
Wow. Tournament life on the line.
Here, I'm gonna count.
The old coin flip. 55-45.
Look, man.
Big stack. I feel like the kid's just running hot.
Yeah.
He's
This
just
hand
gonna-
might never even happen
He's just gonna bulldoze the table.
if he called last hand.
5,
Yep. Oh yeah, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
135,
We'll never know.
We are at the point where players are standing for the all-ins because we are down to 4. These are big all-ins here.
They are. They are.
40,
They are.
So again, this is Joel is second in chip share, I think,
He is.
and maybe Tommy. Has
But
one
again,
more.
we're not talking about the normal
Nope, we're
second
not.
place chip.
But still,
stats.
300K pot here.
10-5-4. Niner, ace or king. Faded ace or king. Oh, face card. I hate when a face card
I
comes
know,
out. I'm trying to
I
fade
know,
a face card.
I know.
I get very nervous.
Okay,
Wow.
Joel back in action.
Everybody at the final table who's left, all 4 players, is up chips, except the man who just doubled. He's still down 18,000 from when he started.
Well, look at Jack was the overwhelming chip leader to start, and look at
It's
that.
still an overwhelming,
But he did give a
monster
double,
stack.
so
big double.
and I think that the John and Tommy don't actually mind that a player staying alive
No,
because it balances the chips a little bit more.
it does. The game plays differently.
You know, you don't want to be three-handed where you just have he just has all the chips. You just get both. You're all in, all in, all in.
32.
Let's
Yeah.
flip.
Well, yeah, you're flipping.
Yeah, it seems a little bit better for the better players. To
All right,
be
Joel
able
is
to-
waking up here with some hands. Niners, 9 balls. What are you gonna do, Joel? I'd make a bigger bet than normal. Although he makes big bets in general, so
He
Make a
is
normal
gonna
size
make
bet, Joel.
a normal size Joel bet.
25,000? No, 80,000.
It's a lot. Oh, he just called. He just called. Jack's
Oh,
open.
wow.
You know, he just doubled up. He doesn't want to give them all back with 9s in the next hand.
22.
That's a set. That's the broken 9 of hearts that I have to
Yeah.
type in.
That's gross.
I call.
So now he has Jack, who just doubled. He just
22.
made a quote-unquote bad fold,
Right.
according to Joel. Then doubles Joel up. And then the next hand here
He's
is
firing
bluffing into him when Joel
Oh my
has...
God, quad nines! Come on! Chicky trip me! Wow. What a great hand. What a string of bad luck. Oh no. Joel is coming for him.
Joel is coming.
Fires out a big bet at him. I got you, big stack.
100,000 shows the quads.
Nice.
I was thinking about jamming.
Quad leg.
Why are you?
Nice. $250,000 pot there.
And just like that, Joel's got some chips. 362,000. Jack under $1 million.
Just some quad leg.
And now things aren't...
I can't even get a pair.
I mean, Jack's still perfectly fine.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But things
I'll say
aren't
something.
as glorious as they were 4 hands ago for Jack.
We're still are we still 816 this hand?
Good thing he booked Southwest.
Yep.
So you can
free refunds
free
if you
refunds.
need to. No cancellation fees.
Right, that's what I was looking for. No cancellation.
I booked a
fee.
flight in March of 2020 during the pandemic, obviously when
32?
nothing was going on, and I didn't even remember about it. I was supposed to go back to Texas. I forgot about it, and they completely just refunded the whole thing. Now, granted, they didn't refund me. They gave me the credits for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But I didn't
Southwest
cancel it. I didn't do
credit.
anything.
They just gave it to
They
you.
just gave it right
Players
back to
all
me, which I
in.
thought was great.
Fold.
Joel goes 8s, 9s, 7s.
Yep.
And players all in.
This is called getting hit in the face with the deck. Queen 10s. He gonna call here? 147,000 to call. It's about half of his chip stack.
just me?
No,
Yeah.
it's about a third.
Calls.
He calls 7s.
I call with the 7s there. Ride the rails, man. Ride the rush. Roller coastering it up and
I
down.
can't even get a pair. These guys get
He
quads.
should have been out with that A7 hand from the big stack Jack,
147.
who would have been mega stack Jack.
Yep. Ultra stack Jack.
Super boss stack. I mean, just super
Fold of the 10.
stack.
Okay.
147.
So
We
we're
got a-
racing
we
again.
got
And
a
this
real
one is
one.
a classic race.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you ever want to say, what's a true 50-50 in poker?
7s, Queen 10.
7s without a heart versus Queen 10 suited.
I forgot about without the heart. Yeah, because it's going to give him a little bit more. That's great. Straight coin flip for $12,000.
He's right in the window.
I know.
Queen
Close.
ball. A 7 ball.
Oh no!
Lost
That's
a set
2 sets in a row.
Can you make quads?
Get him quads. Oh my God! Close the quads.
Good game.
That is the end of the road for
the end of
Tommy.
Tommy.
Tommy needed to find a spot. He found a good one, 50-50, and you
mean-
lose the race.
So
I mean,
we
Tommy
have
got
this
in with
one.
king
Still don't
queen
want
against
that
ace
5%,
jack,
right?
60-40
Still
and
don't
won.
want that 5%.
And he gets in
right?
50-50 and loses. I mean, these are the spots when you're a short stack deep in the tournament. You're gonna have to take.
He was the 40 on the 60.
Well,
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna have to win those.
It's gonna be one issue there.
And I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but Joel's won the
so yeah, that's
50-50
small, we're
against
at 10-20.
ace king versus
Like,
eights.
It's
That
funny
deal
when you
makes
play
sense,
in
but
tournaments
what
and
if
you go
the person
super
wants to
deep.
sell their ticket?
You never remember the times where you win those coin flips, those 60-40s.
Yeah, they seem so
Either
easy.
way,
Got it.
or the 50-50s. I mean, I know you said it. It's stupid to say, but it's so true. And
It
you
is.
don't remember that. What you remember is, oh, I had aces, flopped a set of aces, and this freaking guy's got ace jack of hearts, and there were 2 hearts in the flop.
Yeah, you forgot you won
and
6
you forget,
races to get
right? And
this
then
way.
that's how I got ousted. You don't remember the 5 races beforehand that you got it in good. All right, Joel finally doesn't have a pair this time.
Tommy, I like Tommy. Tommy, I'm gonna run out to my car for a second. I'm gonna come back and watch the end of this.
Great. Little
Great.
vape pen.
Little something.
So now we actually have the only time in this tournament where there is an actual ladder up, because third place is getting 500, 500 cash, 500 seats,
Yep.
and second place is getting a $2,500 Vegas package.
Correct.
Which I would rather have the Vegas package than the 500 in cash, because again, it's an excuse, it's a reason. So much easier to tell your wife or your husband, I have to go, because if I don't go, I lose it. It's like the best way to actually get anything through. Like it's like a guaranteed vacation.
Check.
All right, so we have a limp and a check.
Yep, and Jack flops the 5 middle pair, but Joel's got the 3 of spades for 4 spades. Not great.
4
20.
spades. Not
So
quite
check from
5
Jack.
spades.
Call.
Ace of spades on the turn.
That's a better spade.
Yep. And we're catching up on the action here. Jack bets 20,000 on the turn. Joel calls this 3 high flush. Check, check, river. 3 high flush takes it down. Another one for Joel.
Another winner for Joel.
From Jack.
The David and Goliath of the tournament. And David just keeps taking that money.
And now things get a little interesting here.
Now you're at
8-6
160. Yeah. John's gonna
and now
need to
even
find a
John
spot.
off of Jack, and it's a real tournament.
Oh yeah.
If John doubles off Jack, we're
Now you're just starting over.
yeah, you're starting over, and Jack has a little bit of a lead, but he's probably a little more tilted.
That's the problem. Any lead is negated by the fact that he just
had 7
just
to 1.
lost. Right.
All right, here we go. Ace Jack for Jack. He can get it back.
Wow.
Suited on the button.
All right, his nemesis Joel is out.
Joel's out. John's out. You know what? He needed to just take one down
He
there.
did. He's been taking a beating.
10, 20, 20. You're still taking down 50,000 chips.
It's a lot.
You take down 50,000 3 times in a row, and you have John's whole stack.
Well, John's going to need to find a hand here real fast.
John has what? 6.5
Six big
bigs.
blinds with the blinds coming every.
You're paying 2 out of every 3 hands.
Yeah.
20 to
And
go.
double. Well, 1.5.
You're going to need to find something quick. All right, Joel with the 7-6. Probably not going to see anything.
Yeah,
What
or
the hell
not.
do I know?
So Joel
Joel
limps.
calls. John smashes it all in. And now we're on Jack.
Damn reader again.
130.
Jack looks like he already folded. Go to the next player. John.
I call.
John's all in. And he calls. 7-6.
No
Oh,
way.
this is the one that. Yeah, this hand.
Don't tell us.
Well, no, not there. I'm just saying the board's gonna pop up all their cards because that right there. Sal's got those cards too
All you can
close,
do is put it in.
Nice.
and we don't. Yeah, and we don't know John's cards.
Bet.
So I will manually. This is the last Brando screw up of the tournament here, and it's an all in. Queen Jack 10. That is not right. So we have a 10-9-6 turn Queen. John turns a Queen. And takes it down with Queen Jack. So John has a pair of queens.
Yeah.
Takes it down.
But what's it called? Joel outflopped him. He outflopped him
He
with the
did.
6.
John had an open under and 2 overs. So John had a gazillion outs. But Joel did outflop him. I think John's like, okay, if I miss this.
If I didn't have these chips, how would it be?
So while we fix that, give us a second here to put the board out. But John does find that double up you were just talking about.
You needed it.
And he did find a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good
I saw,
spot.
Well, not only, again,
Joel kind of just gambled there, 7-6. Like, I'm on a rush.
he is.
I got 2 live cards.
Riding the rush.
Yeah.
And again, look at the graphics. I mean, he's 65-35. It's not like he's really crushed. I mean,
Right?
and then we get the board pieced out here. John is good at remembering flops and turns and rivers.
Five.
On the river.
Yeah,
Here
there's
we go.
Thank
Tommy's back, saying his
Those are your
goodbyes. There you go. There you go. So that's the flop. So if you look at those graphics on the flop, John was 50-50 still on that flop.
Yeah.
And then he turns them
Would you
pretty
have called
much
if you had that 6-7?
Dead to rights.
dead.
Yeah.
So John found the double and did not find it off of Jack. Jack probably prefers to see 2 shorter stacks now as opposed to 1 super short and
don't know if
1
he
that
did.
can hurt him. John's got to
Thankful.
text his rail that
Well,
I'm still in.
I just doubled. That's funny. I did make a speech. I was like, be just slightly aware that the camera will catch what is on the back of your phone. So, all right. So Jack's opening the 10-8 of clubs.
Yep. And he made it 50,000.
2.5x. Standard
which is
open.
good.
Blind versus blind, you want to go a little bit bigger. Joel's not having it. King 5. He's
great.
saying, I'm free rolling this whole tournament. This tournament's a free roll. I'm free rolling. I'm running
free
good.
rolling the
yeah,
free
I'm free
roll.
rolling the free roll.
And I'm on a sick run.
All right.
King high is still good.
King high's good. Jack flopped
Check.
a lot of equity though.
Yep.
Gutter
Check,
ball.
check.
Double gutter ball.
Yeah, he loves the double gutter ball. 7 or a jack, 10 or an 8. 14 outs.
47,000. Fold.
He does bet it out. Well, give yourself 2 chances to win. Maybe you can just take it down. You don't have to hit.
You know I love when you
Brando's
say
favorite line.
2 chances to win.
Give yourself-
Bet your draws because it gives you 2 chances to win.
Yep.
Because you whiff on the river and then it just looks like a crappy bluff that you're making, which is exactly what you're doing.
All right, so 10-20 here. Now the blinds aren't that huge. Everyone's in okay shape. John
We're at
has
10-20
14
now?
bigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. John has 14. That's plenty three-handed.
Yeah, I mean,
For
it
a
moves-
short stack.
it moves fast. Oh yeah, being the bottom stack, yeah, it's not bad
For
at
a
all.
short stack, having 20,000 or having 14 bigs.
70,000.
Okay, he is going to punish Joel with the Jack 3. And Joel gets rid of it. Definitely had the 9 of hearts in his hand, that hand, he said. So, probably. Piece of garbage. And John punishes Joel. So now, we talked about this strategy where, you know, this is kind of the time where you want to limp your small blinds with some of your big hands to, like, balance. Just so every time you limp, it's not like 9-7 suited, 9-6, where John's going to pick up on that fact and just punish you with Jack 3
Every
off.
single
With
time.
Jack 3 off.
Right, 'cause
You
you
have
need-
to just have queens there sometimes
To respond with a all in.
to give John the thing, oh man, is this the time that he's just limping here with the big hand? John needs to feel that in the back of his mind. All right, Joel on the button. King, 9.
60,000.
Looks like a massive open, which he's been comfortable with doing all game.
John
John,
raise it
nothing.
to 60,000. It looks like. King 4 from Jack
Oh,
could be trouble.
that's
He's
up.
going to see a flop.
This is a pretty big defend. It's 40 more thousand for Jack.
Yep.
He has an offsuit king. Doesn't have much playability. He's out of position.
Check.
Not
10-10-3.
saying I love it. Check.
I love the bet here from Joel.
75.
Keep repping something bigger. Put the pressure on Jack, which is hard to do considering he has so many freaking chips in play that you're going to put pressure on him. But he did, and he won it, and that's a big pot. That's a big pot.
Yeah.
It's a big pot with King 9.
I know. Again, yeah, I know.
I kind of love
That's
that.
just
I
Joel
love
just-
that. I mean, that's just great.
These are the small pots that just go unheard of in the production side of things, where the chips are actually moving and meaning way more than
Oh, that's a huge hand right there.
than the King 9
I mean,
versus King 4.
A huge hand.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to win 100,000 chips. With
I mean,
bad
if that's
hands.
not a C
50,000.
bet fucking definition by, I mean, that's the perfect C bet right there.
So Jack opens with 9-8 of diamonds, and Joel gets out of the way with his garbage, and Jack just steals one right back. But again, Jack doubles up John, and it's disgusting. Jack doubles up Joel,
Yeah.
and they switch places.
Yeah.
But again, Jack still has half the chips 3 ways.
It's a lot.
It is, and I hope that he is realizing how good of a spot he's still in, even though he is not in as good as a spot as he was in.
I think any single player playing in this would feel a little beaten up, a
Players all in?
little downtrodden,
Shouldn't.
shaken.
Yeah, you shake it, but I'm saying you shouldn't. I know that, like, it's human psychology, that's the way it is, but, like, you still got half the chips and play three-handed.
Yeah. John
More
just
than
goes
that.
all in there.
Take the over on the ish.
Take me over on the ish.
Yeah.
Joel Muck's queen.
I don't remember what I had.
There's a new thing in the software here
Yeah.
in the future. You can move John to seat 4. And I would have just
for
moved
you.
him.
Yeah. He just
And it just
made
says move player,
24,000.
and it moves everything over, so you don't have to worry
Oh,
about
big one.
resetting or retyping or
Yeah,
redoing
that's
anything.
nice.
Just move them over because it
So then
does
the
seem to
reader-
have a little.
Yeah,
and
there's-
it's not that the reader's bad; it's that the
Circle's
bad.
not right on
So
where the
wherever
reader
he's
is.
putting it is just off,
I didn't realize.
right? Like he just needs
So
to
it's almost
hold
like
it.
when he's off, he could be on. Because
Way off.
Correct. And he's not leaving it on there, so it's harder to do. So
you
like
got
that
it.
time it stayed
You're gonna write
longer.
him
He
out?
was fine. He was probably just too fast. All right, 7 to
up.
5, limp check. Another limp check three-handed. I would have liked to see something better. John
20.
flops to 7, just fires missiles right at Jack.
just
Just
like,
done.
Come on, come and get it.
John does my biggest pet peeve, firing chips at me directly, and he does. He does it very well. It's like a tick, throwing them right at people, and it's not like he's throwing them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
a
but
direct.
it's in the direction.
I hate directional bets. You directional bet me, it is DEFCON 1. I'm done. Wait, is 1 the bad one or 5 the bad one?
No idea.
I
Five
don't
seems
know
like the
either.
bad one.
It's DEFCON bad. I don't like chips fired at me.
John out of there with 5 deuce. Jack out of there with 7-4. Joel gets to walk with Jack 8. And that's pretty standard.
Pretty good.
Standard three-handed poker. Nobody's really short. Nobody's needs to make a move. Where,
What are the
like,
blinds? 10, 20? So, I mean, really, the short stack's got 15 big blinds, right? Is my math right there?
No. Yeah.
10 big blinds would
Yeah,
be 200,000.
You got it.
20 big blinds would be 400,000. So it's
He's got 350,000, so that's like 17 and a half bigs. But yeah.
Oh yeah, close.
Yeah.
What did I say? 15.
Yeah. If he had 300,000, he would have 15.
I mean, it was
bigs.
fast math. I'm fast math,
Alright.
Kenny.
I'm just trying to stack.
Yeah, you can just, you know.
Joel, what are you gonna do?
I haven't looked yet, so.
Ooh, ace 10.
85.
Makes it 85,000. Big raise from Joel, but that's standard. He's been
It
doing
is.
that the
He's
whole
been doing
time.
it the whole time.
I love, at least it's consistent.
It is.
I'm not crazy about it, but it's consistent, and I love that fact.
So far, it has not backfired once.
Nope. If anything, it has.
It's only helped him.
only helped him.
All right, 8,453. Coming around quick, though. I think the next blind jump is a big one for just the tournament in general.
1530.
1530.
Yeah. And there's no other. I mean, I guess there could be a 1224, but it's just not
55.
feasible.
1224 is a main event type
Right.
blind level, not a free roll.
That's so
But even 1224, then what's it go to?
1530.
Yeah.
All right, they're all aggressive. I would say these are probably the three most aggressive players at the table. Granted, part of that is
yeah.
them picking up cards.
True.
Kevin, if Kevin had that chip stack in the
Jack
nines.
had such a big stack that he was almost forced to
Yep.
be. So John is an aggressive player in general,
Yep.
and Joel was aggressive when he needed to be. So I would agree. I concur, Cotton. Let's see
John.
how this strategy works out. Queen 6 suited.
40,000.
Seems like a decent hand to open here. Been
Yeah,
kind of
makes
stagnant.
it 40, right?
Double down.
And he's going to win.
Oh yeah.
Makes it
Take
50.
one card. Yeah. Next card.
Joel mucks the 8-3 off.
Not even go with
Lot of garbage hands three-handed.
Joel and John are starting to balance out a little bit, and Jack just keeps kind of dwindling.
Right. Jack isn't winning any pots that aren't the blinds.
Right.
Every time somebody looks up Jack or they go to a flop, Jack has not been very successful with those. However, still has heaps. And the Jack 4, he is not going to play that hand on the button. Joel, Jack 7 in the small blind is going to limp. John is going to check with a 9-3. And we will see a flop. Joel flops top
Checks,
pair.
check.
He's been leading out every time, but we
Yeah,
want to check
that
check.
one. Ooh.
Ooh, and he gets John to turn a 9.
Actually could help him here. This could
And
be
that
the
is the
end of
9 of
John.
hearts, so give us a second here with the, okay, bang, bang. We got it out there
40,000.
quick that time. So Joel's going to bet,
Bet
and John's
down.
going to look him up.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say a bet and a raise, but I got it. It was a bet.
And John,
Call,
2 pair,
river.
9s and 3s.
Ooh, what a turn and river. And John, in his infinite wisdom, doesn't even need to double check the 9-3. He just knows he's got
This is a
9-3.
nitty check.
This is a nitty check. 2 pair.
Oh no! He was worried about the straighty flush.
Yeah. If you turn up the audio here, he literally says, like, just worried about, like, you know, getting raised with better, getting called with better. He's like, everything just seems like it's
Nitty
going to be
check
better when they
Thought
call.
of 2 pair.
Sure enough, Joel had, like, the one hand.
And he
with Jack
leapfrogs
7.
him. I mean, now it's 450, 350. So, I mean, it was worth doing anyways. Because you're right. If John raises there and
John
Joel
bets.
goes all in,
Yeah, John bets.
Right.
Joe's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
I mean, we know that Joel's probably not calling anything. But if he was able to jam it all in there,
The
John's
pot
got-
was big enough. John didn't have that strong of a hand.
Yeah.
He didn't, yeah, I mean,
And it's like
He's
you
just happy
you
to
just
take it
turn
down.
and rivered it. So it's just like, I'm good.
Joel with the queen 9 out of there. John snap limping like he would a cash game.
Option checks. Heads up.
Love the
And
5-6.
Jack checking. All right. Jack flops a gutter ball, which he is notorious for chasing. And John flops top pair, which he's notorious for flopping top pair when he has sad hands. Yeah.
Deucey on the turn.
So 5. John's going to continue
5.
again. I think he knows he has the best hand here. And Jack
Let's
snap
see.
folds. And John takes down another one. John quietly accumulating over $500,000 here,
Wow.
which we can establish the average stack is $500,000. Says 1.5
That math
million.
checks out.
Yeah. So John's chilling.
Well,
So you're sweating us right now?
Jack's slightly ahead. Joel's slightly behind. But are all fine in relation to the blinds.
But in all honesty, the Joel and John duo are trending upwards.
They are.
And Jack is trending
Yes.
downwards.
Look at all those chips down there now, and look at Jack's pile turn.
to 700K, 9/8. I mean,
Joel's going to punish him here.
yep, rightfully so. It's going to be a big punish.
And now this is one I hope Jack can get away from. I don't know what happens, but he does. Okay, good. Because I kind of get in that trap. And it's like, oh, they're going to make it big. I'll just flop something here with my 9/8.
And that, folks, is how you lose a big stack.
And that, folks, is how you go from 1.2 million to 0, playing the 9/8. It is a nice setting when everybody's free rolling such a big spot. You know what I mean? Like, they're all in for free.
Jack's also a little card dead here.
Yeah.
He's not really getting much to work with, whereas Joel and John have had a little bit more luck with the cards and also hitting some flops, right? I mean, you need that.
Joel just mucks his Jack 4, and John gets a wad with 7 deuce.
70 deucey.
John picks up a bad hand, and he
still wins the pot. Well, now you got a Jack and John are pretty damn close.
Anybody hurts anybody here. It's great. Right. Which should trend towards the players playing a little tighter.
Right.
Right, since, you know, everybody hurts everybody. You also don't feel the need to accumulate chips when you're like one double away from being chip leader.
Right.
Everybody's one double away from being chip leader.
It's a little bit more relaxed play, right? Like it's a little bit easier to do.
Nothing's
it's a little
forced.
Right. 20. I'm not panicking. Like the building's on fire and I got to get in and get
John leads
out,
flops bottom pair, leads into Jack again. That has been his status quo. He hasn't done it with... He's had the best hand every time. He's done it, but it's not like he's had great hands. The middle pair, top pair bad kicker, top pair with bad hands. And Jack just doesn't really have anything to combat it with.
No draws. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you show her where to go? There you.
All right, blinds are still 10-20. 70th hand of the final table here.
Raise it up to 50 in the button. Jack folding the Jack 8.
Jesus, how many
and Joel folding the 9 deuce.
Gets him out of trouble.
John's getting close to our chip leader now.
I mean, he's there. He's.
I meant he's almost our chip leader now.
He's 3 big blinds away.
Funny, you got 52 people.
No, just one.
650, 600, 337.
Just one wife.
This is officially a 3-handed poker tournament for all the marbles. And we have our first railbird.
Nice.
Showing up. 3 left.
We got to get one of those cool walls like they have at the final tables.
She's like, I don't want to be on camera. I'm like, well, all those chairs are up. She like moved down to the far one. I'm like, no, you're still
hide behind Sal.
Joel picks up aces.
That's pretty good.
Oh, jeez. 2 of them?
That's
2 of them?
One was good.
I was thinking of just calling you, but then I'm gonna get.
Man, how funny would it have been if John had King's
there just walks in.
right when Jenny walks in. Thanks for coming, Jenny. That was great.
At least you knew I wasn't making it up.
How sweet.
Oh.
You kids.
All right, we have Joel on the button here.
Option.
32 off, mucks. John limping again. And Jack checking. A couple of... Let's see if John flops a 7 and then just leads out again. Or 3 7s, and this time he's not leading out.
He didn't flop a 7.
Check.
He did not. And John's probably going to bet small here, praying he has something.
40,000.
And a muck. And there's nothing Jack can do. I mean, what can
Jack
do?
to have something there to get any more chips out of him.
I mean, Jack's just been looking down at hot garbage for the last 20 hands. Okay, they're all in the green now. 3-handed, they all made it into the cumulative winnings into the green. Okay. Action's going to be on John. There's Jenny moving down, trying to not be on camera, and laughing as I tell her she will be on camera no matter where she sits.
She's like, back row.
She's like, I'm out of here.
Option.
86 suited from Jack.
Actually, a water.
And Joel
Just
is not going to
limps.
punish him.
Joel's going to just sweat it down there, see what happens.
Heads up.
4-4-5.
And again, Go
20.
Fluffs.
Gutter ball.
Calling.
Jack's leading out. I actually like this lead out from Jack.
I do
He has
too.
equity. And then just derailed.
Yeah.
All of his equity.
3
gone.
4s are gone.
50.
He checks. Joel smells it, and
Joe's got a full house.
all right.
No.
That's not
I would've showed
the
that.
turn you want when you're got gutter balls.
That's always show
Just the
for
5 for the full house.
Maybe.
Eight houses.
We have a new chip leader
We do.
My big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and an even Steven race.
38, 36, 26 are the chip percentages. And 74, Jack 5 deuce suited out of there. Joel looking at the 7 deuce off,
Race.
giving John a walk. I don't even think John
Even
loved
worse than a double now.
Huh? Queen
Probably
6.
not if you're not breaking.
Dominant hand there.
chucking his hand into the muck. I don't care what it is.
There's that one guy who always plays 2-7. I couldn't remember his name.
At CCG or just
Yeah, he likes.
Well, it was a great free roll.
I don't know.
Everything.
That's not
I
over
think
yet,
everything.
But I
think-
meant like in general. I think this is something we're going to do at CCG
Yep.
every.
I told them
every
that.
first half of the year,
Yep.
January to July. This is
20
going
to
to
go.
be. I'm sorry, January to June. This is going to be the promotion. I think it worked incredibly. We had some of the busiest events we've ever had at CCG. Players were
Excitement.
playing so many different things. There were so many times at the end of the week,
Heads
like
up.
on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, where it's like, man, I need X and Y to
Yeah,
not
the
play.
end of every
But
month.
if this guy does it, then I got to play this. So it's like people are playing tournaments that they normally wouldn't because they were trying to get in on stuff, which was awesome. People are like Iron Man grinding out. Like, I got to outweight this other guy. Well, it's just you two guys for 5th place. So as long as you're here as longer than him, you're good. So these guys are just trying to sweat out
I'm
playing
pretty sure
cash
in
games.
March or April that happened. It was John was actually behind a guy, and then John like showed up late for 2 hours to get like ahead of him an hour, and then they both showed up at the start of a Tinley Park event. And John's like, "I'm just letting you know, like I ain't leaving."
I ain't leaving.
And the guy just like bailed after like 5 hours. He was like, "All right, you win. I'm out."
John's like, "I ain't
and John's
leaving."
like, yeah. He's like,
To
"I ain't
see
leaving."
sneaky Ken, I would be like, that, you win, I'm out. I'd have left, and then I'd come back like an hour and a half later and then try to just scoop it in at the end.
50,000.
That would have been really sneaky.
So funny.
So, guys, if you want to get sneaky, that's how you do it. Get into a heads-up battle,
Heads
tell
up.
the other guy, I
You're
win.
leaving, let him leave,
you
and you
win,
come back.
You win, and then just sneak back in at the end. Backdoor him.
All right, we do have a raise and a call here. Jack
Flop.
raises it up
With
with
an
the
ace-5,
ace-5. Finally picks up an ace.
races to 50.
42.
Joel calls.
42,000.
Flop is...
We're getting there. Pausing.
Pausing now.
Getting everything.
Buffering now.
Okay.
9 of hearts is out there.
Yep.
So the ace-5 is still ahead. 70% Victor. He
And
bets
he
it
bets
out,
and takes
and
it down.
Joel
And-
folds.
Not gonna lie, Jack needed
Yep.
that pot. I mean, he
Yeah.
just needed to see chips go his way.
He had won a
And
pot
again, he
for so
flips,
long.
picks up ace-5, doesn't flop anything, has to bluff at it. You know, you need to take
you
those
can
down.
take, like,
Also, I didn't
that.
realize with the software that when you have to type in the flop, it has the 2 cards
Yeah.
that it registers.
Yeah.
So you just have to click 9 of hearts. I was trying to click all 3 of them.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, well,
No, I know that.
the tutorial wasn't.
He's at
This
home.
was a learning
Thanks for
session.
being here.
I feel like we did pretty good.
That
You
would
did
be
fine.
awesome.
Epic.
Mike's over there chilling. We found a spot in the camera where can't really see
Dog just
us.
starts barking in the background, and everyone's like, "What's going on here?"
What's the deal with the double
Jenny
down?
found a spot behind Joel's
Yes,
head where
I'm
she
in.
can be hidden. Everyone is hidden all over the
Everybody's
world.
happy.
We,
We have another walk, as we
I think
do.
I've seen 5. I think I've
Joel's
seen
finding
5.
himself a little short, still fine.
Yeah, I mean 10, 20 again.
1983 unhappy.
Yeah, 25, 26 bigs. No, 12 bigs.
16 please.
16 bigs. Big difference there. And it's on him with the 10-3. He will find a full. John's been limping every single time here, which makes me think it's balanced. He's going to be doing that with something slightly
Good or
bigger.
bad.
Yep.
Jack hasn't really defended his big blind often.
Well, he hasn't punished, really.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, he's just been checking.
You're right, yeah.
John flops top 2.
Checkity. Let him catch up. Kid catches up to just a gut shot.
That's 40,000.
Good bet from John, 45,000. Pot size bet. Can he make a $45,000 call for a 9? Just a 9. 4 outs though. 4 nines to get it.
So
When in doubt, raise.
Raise it up.
watch this
120.
though.
It's so gross because he's betting into the guy with 2 pair and John's
Which
never.
are just snap calls, just like
Call.
kind of a bad spot, bad timing.
In John's mind, he's like, "Welcome to the show, kid," and just fires it out there.
John checks, trying to give the kid some more rope to bet.
It's an 8.
The deuce of diamonds isn't gonna be the card for Jack to bluff. Jack's looking for an ace, a king, a 9 to actually make his
9, he
yeah.
probably knocks John out of the tournament.
yeah,
Looks great.
yeah.
I mean, I
Or
know.
doubles. Yeah, hurts,
mean,
hurts John.
Yeah,
Real bad.
cripple.
So of course, he finds, he's been card dead for an hour. It's kind of a little tilting, lost a race. Now he picks a spot to bluff, and the guy just got top 2.
Top 2.
This is bad timing. Literally
Good
bad.
slow play by John.
Yep.
Limped
Hey,
in, slow
65.
played it right the whole way.
And now John has 800K and
Yeah.
is most definitely the chip leader.
Oh yeah.
Joel's in there
down
with
to
the
280.
8-7.
Heads up.
Perfect.
Gonna need a double up from one of these two.
87 suited, flops an 8. Taking a book, a page out of John's book.
And then checks into John, who's gonna bet. I would like to see a raise here.
70,000.
What did John bet?
75.
70. Then you're all in then, huh? He calls.
Calls.
I think he calls is going to see a safe turn.
Yeah, I guess if it's a face card, you don't want to see it. So it's a face card.
Wow.
Check. Check,
Yeah,
check.
well, now John got all the equity in the world that he could ever have. Brick. Oh, 2 pair for Joel.
Yeah, 2 pair for Joel.
So brick for John. He doesn't even care what he's betting. He's just firing something out. John goes, I missed it.
85.
I missed everything.
Joe's.
Pitch that button.
Yeah, I think when John c-bets on the 8-5-3 with Queen 10 and the turn comes a jack, it's a good time to check back and slow down.
Yeah. Just like that, we have
Jack is
completely
short,
flip-flopped.
yeah.
And Jack's a short stack of 440,000, but he's really tied with
Yeah.
Joel. And
But still, shocking
John's
to see
got
that.
a little bit of breathing room, but now nowhere near the breathing room that Jack had. 86 still can't catch a face card to save the kid's life.
Okay with that.
Jack 8 for Joel. Sooty.
My favorite hand. He's going to limp.
I like the limps.
I do too.
Heads up.
Ooh, 40s clubs. Don't be clubs. Jack King. Big overkill for Joel.
I think I was watching this hand from behind the TV and it was in my
35.
head like, man, it'll definitely go quicker if there's just 3 clubs on this flop. Get this
Stall.
thing over with.
John bets into him. Joel calls. Let's see if John's going to make another bet here into him. I don't
Check,
feel like he
check.
will. Yeah,
No.
it's going to be a check. John has given up on this hand. I would venture to say he's given up.
Yes. I
Oh,
think
Joel's
gonna-
option.
Yeah,
Joel bets.
Joel bets. John's out of there.
I'm like, maybe he's on Queen 10. Oh, wait, now I can't beat Queen 10 either.
And Joel's making a sick little run now.
John did
Now I
turn a
can't beat
4
anything.
Now we almost have another new chip leader.
I know.
Yeah, 15.
action.
They're kind of floating back and
Yep.
forth here. This is great.
Which really just shows you having the chip lead at not like Jack when he had 1.2 million, but like when Jack had 800,000, these other guys had whatever they had.
Yeah.
And like people are like, I want to chop it up. I want all first place money. Look how many more chips I have than you. Like no, it doesn't take that much.
actual
Like, nothing
equity.
has really happened.
No big hands.
Like nothing is like John flopped
just-
top 2 once, and like they've been playing small pots, and now look at the way the chips are. So when people say I have all these chips ahead of you, like that doesn't really mean
They really
too
don't-
terribly much.
they don't have that much value.
Right.
75.
Double the chips does not mean double the money.
Right.
Because if I double up off you, now I have
Now I have
you
double.
double.
Right.
So one hand.
Joel bets out 75,000 with 3s, and Jack's going to call with the suited King 7, which I like.
He's defending. He really needs to flop something here.
He
and
does.
He does
He kind
not.
of doesn't. He needed 2 clubs or
He
something.
needed something.
Joel's going to fire into him again, which I like. I'm proud of this bet, Joel.
And I mean,
Jack
8-5
just
deuce
can't do
shouldn't-
anything.
I mean,
Bet 150
Kid's
in a
stone
fold.
cold card dead. He's a card zombie right
I mean,
now.
he picks a base king and loses a race. He picks up no cards and he gets blinded out.
Yeah.
He tries to make a play and raises, and the guy's got top 2.
Flop top 2.
He
yeah.
defends
Yeah,
with King 7 of
30.
clubs against 3s, which is actually a great spot. He doesn't even know how great it is. 8-5 deuce.
5,000 more out there.
I mean, I guess this is kind of what it takes to go from 1.2 million down to this.
Yeah.
It really does take losing races, bad luck, bad timing. It kind of takes
Bad
all of
cards.
it, and that's kind of what we've seen. So you can't even really say that Jack played bad.
He still got outs.
However, he did
just-
rip it all in, and Joel has queens.
No.
So, you know, to end this whole downspin,
Oh boy, I feel sick.
just,
I feel a little sick.
the ending just happened kind of quick.
I
It was.
just feel sick.
I'll grab 348 from you.
Now, what does the little triangle on Jack's chips mean? He's all
in.
Okay, so he's the one at risk.
Yep. Wow, unfortunate again. Like just
And again, he's a little tilted, sure, but he just rips it for 16 bigs with Queen 9 off and runs into queens. Like, run into aces and at least
Yeah.
have 2 live cards. Queens, he's 9%.
and one of the nines doesn't even register.
Right. Aces, that's it. GG.
Yeah. Wow. Big stack. Still played a really good game.
He did.
I feel like he went card dead at the worst
Yeah.
possible time in the tournament.
For sure.
And just that was it. Just couldn't get out of his own way.
No, we were just saying.
He didn't make
It all
any bad
started
plays.
with that A7 that
It
he
was that A7
And
diamonds.
it's so funny because you don't know what happened in this tournament.
None of us
And
do.
he was like, Kenny was like, that's a really big hand in this tournament. I was like, wow, you have no idea what's about to happen.
Oh my God.
He's going to double them
It's
up.
like-
Then he's going to have quads. Then he's going to go down to 0.
It's like the downfall of Rome.
Rome.
It just it's gone. The Roman Empire is over. Just, he
30 and then
like Caesar. I mean, the man's he's just gone. What a
Right.
hand.
Now they're
What
trying.
a time to
I know.
to
And-
wake up with
God, I wonder
queens
if he
too.
messed
Like,
around.
and you're right. Kings would have been fine. Jacks would have been fine. Aces would have been better. The only cards you do not want to see him have.
Even
freaking
ace
queens.
queen and you're dominated. At least you got 3 9s.
No, he had
So gross.
So they got to figure out. John's having trouble understanding when he's small blind and when he's big blind, and throwing out cards. So
he
He
doesn't
does
play
right?
heads
he
up.
doesn't, and it's so funny because Jen's like,
Okay.
John, whenever you're the button, you put in less
big, right?
chips.
Yeah, yeah.
And John's like,
That
oh,
right?
that looks perfect.
okay, I won't screw that up now.
Amazing. Your small blind on and then 30 to play.
Heads up. Joel's got the big chip lead on him. 2-1, basically.
This is for all the marbles. No, there's actually just
This is it.
so much.
One guy's going to the main event. One guy's getting like a monster stack deal, right?
One guy's playing
A
the
mil-
1K.
What's yeah,
Just play the 1K,
basically.
whatever.
At 100,000.
is great.
It
Don't get
is.
me wrong.
You can play the mini main.
Mini
for
main
1K.
would be good. One guy's going mini main. One guy's going main
Main
main.
main. Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 900.
All right, so we did go up to 1530.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. Okay. So I have an idea where I'm at.
Heads up
Don't they know? Like in the laptop?
Oh yeah, can you tell us what the chip sacks are?
can be a little boring. It is a battle between the two of them, but
You're the big blind.
One double up.
So
You're
small
the-
yeah,
number,
here we go.
just
I knew it
put
was
out
coming
a
up here shortly.
ante.
No, you're the big blind.
I'm big blind?
Yeah. We got
so
that.
confused.
We got that
Okay,
weird
my
heads
bad.
up stuff.
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah, okay.
Joel.
So wait, that's 30.
The less
You already got
desirable
that.
hand.
Now it's on him.
Yep.
There we go. We got it all down. Joe limps. John's gonna punish the limper.
Raise it up.
Make it 90.
90 and a fold.
Yeah.
Raise to
John
90.
shows
That's
ace queen of
Ace
diamonds. Yeah.
Good hand. I like showing those heads up so
Yeah.
they don't just and they just then they're
I'm
always
not just steamrolling you. I actually have ace queen here.
It's
Joel's
first place
almost up
and
to $1 million in
1,500
chips. He had $1 million in chips, just lost the
25
last
per
two.
second.
Right, 2,500 per second. Why don't we just forget
Okay.
the 1,500, give that to second
And
place, make
we
it 10,000,
have
20,000.
yeah. So again, it's 2-1 chip lead, but one double it flips the exact opposite way.
I mean it's
2-1 does
You know.
not mean anything.
So
Oh, I see. So
second
two-
place gets 4,000, first place gets the main event seat for
Right.
10,000.
second place gets a mini main seat, first place gets a main
Just throwing
seat.
that out there. Check.
I don't mind walking with a 25. if I
Okay,
find
no, that's
something.
fine.
If I
John's
tell
not
the second-
I just thought I'd
close to
tweak
his
second
circle.
place a little.
He's not. He's moved into the 4 seat, but his
She just moved him to the 4.
Sure.
Mystery hand. Oh, I love when you're betting before the guy even goes out.
good.
I'm assuming that the mystery hands at this point. have
You
the
got there 40? Is that 40?
I mean, that time he didn't even come close to the circle. So no, I'm gonna go ahead and say
Get
that's
that
not
round,
what happened
40,000
there.
in full.
The only way we have known what
Okay.
cards he had is if he had a Mike Postel crotch where he could look at
You
and
look-
see.
Here.
At which point, then he would know. Other than that,
But look at this over there.
now he's better.
Guys play for 11,000.
I know you can't mess with him.
Yeah, I
too
mean
much.
he's
Can't mess with him too much. Joel, big ace 10 here.
he's got the only he's got 100% of the sweaters in the crowd. The crowd is all on Team John. Nobody else but Team
Well,
John.
raise to, I don't know, and fold.
John with 10 deuce.
Min range.
Okay.
Just folding with it.
Again, it's heads up. You're
Double
going to get a lot of those. It takes
No.
two good
Wait, it
hands.
is, no, it's
One
black
higher.
You
there.
need a good second place hand. If you don't have a
can
good second
double
place
down,
hand,
right?
you're
Doesn't
not
go
going to
good.
see what's
You
going
can
to
pick up
happen.
aces every
I was
single
asking
hand.
if he
That's
had
doesn't
double
really
down.
matter.
Can do.
I mean, eventually you can win that
Sure.
way.
Yeah, when the other guy picks up something.
That's correct, right?
This is correct, and then
this is correct.
that looks great.
Key baby formula plant closed again.
No, no.
Raise is 70,000.
Flooding.
Flooding?
Yeah, flooding in Michigan.
That's
I
bad.
call.
All right, 10-8 from John. Jack 4. A lot of hearts on this one. We're going to need to see an all-black flop. Looks like a raise from John to 70,000 and a call from Joel. Good bet.
Heads
Good
up.
call.
Seems all textbook to me.
Queen 9-7 gives John an open ender and gives Joel nothing.
Squadoosh.
Nothing.
John does need one of Joel's jacks, which would be a very unfavorable turn.
Yeah.
Right? But John just takes it down.
Yep. The drawing hand is the victor there. Drawing hand plus the position really favors
It's going to
that
be
spot.
tough for you to lose.
Because if they were reversed,
The only way to lose
We
is
might
just
have
check back, check back, check back, 10 high, jack high. And then you're just stinking poker.
then you probably wouldn't be in this free roll anyway.
Jack is back to cancel
win.
that Southwest flight and, take it in.
Call.
He played well. He didn't play bad.
I really don't think he
It's
did.
it's
The ending is kind of like, oh man.
the
this
Queen
seems
9 might have been a
punty.
mild tilt, but short of that, and it was a tilt that ran into a massive hand.
Right. Sometimes tilting is perfectly fine if they don't have anything.
Right.
Bet a 45
And Joel's going to take it down
fold.
with the.
Right now, it seems like it's the button. The button is,
Yep,
is
the
kind of
button
taking
show.
things down. Yeah.
And they are
Hold on.
choosing
Hold
to
on.
see flops.
I don't know how this
The
works.
small blind is going with the limping strategy, even on the small blinds.
Thanks.
It's good.
Thank you for that.
All right, John has the button, and all right, just as I say that, he's going to choose
Is it
to
up
raise
65,000.
on the button.
What do you know? It's the button show. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Ooh, Queen Jack.
Wow, you
Call?
just pull like a Mrs. Doubtfire right there?
Yeah,
Calls, heads up.
Right in here.
I like that movie. It's a
I
great
like
movie.
Robin Williams, my favorite actor. We just watched Jumanji
Just trying to
yesterday.
AC,
King
so it's
7-4. My sister was
Just
telling me
for the
about that.
noise?
It's a
Yeah,
great
just for
movie.
the noise.
I watched it with her.
All right, John flops the
Check,
7.
check,
Turns a 5.
John picks up a gutter ball.
Joel's
already has
probably
the best
not
hand.
going to see much more of this hand. He might make one bet here as his last hope. He's going to make a little bet. John's going to raise him.
John's gonna
75.
I don't know how to play
75 and a
poker.
call.
John's going to raise. I was just going to go check on the river, probably. Now, Joel can put him in a tough spot here with another bet,
Yep.
which he's thinking about.
You're down to third pair. I can't win the hand unless I bet. How much am I willing to bet? He does have him almost 2-1 in chips.
Now,
I like a bet
thinking
here,
from
Joel.
John, what does John do?
Ooh. He's thinking about it. Bets. And a John-style bet. A little directional bet there. John.
Mux.
Oh,
Wow. Joel.
There's one for Team Joel.
Well played. I like that hand a lot.
yes. 10 minutes. 2 hours.
10 minutes, 2 hours.
Yeah, you're for 15.
They noted that it was too quiet in there, so they wanted me to turn on the AC for some background noise. Then it got too cold. They wanted that blower blows.
Oh, yeah.
That thing's awesome.
Option.
All right,
heads up.
Joel limping with the 3 deuce, John with the 4 deuce. Checks, and they flop a deuce. What do you know?
Oh,
All spades though. Can't imagine too many chips get piled into this pot, if any at all. Check. First to bet, boys. First to bet. Yeah, check and see if you got a spade. Nope. Joel, you got the deuce of clubs.
Check.
John.
Check.
John is either the four of clubs or the four of spades.
Check.
A lot of
Okay.
spades out there.
Looks
It's
like a
going
deuce.
check, chop.
Choppity
Looks like
doppity.
a chop it up.
Our first chop.
Yeah.
First chop pot.
We both looked back and saw a club instead of a spade.
Yeah,
Dang
yeah.
it.
Who needs a spade when you got a deuce?
Can you chop this?
So Joel is pulling away a little bit with that bluff there.
Yep. That was a big bluff.
He is to the point where if he doubles
Actually,
up
that's really helping me.
John, Joel still has a hefty.
I didn't think it would, but it really is.
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
I haven't messed it up since.
Now John's saying he hasn't messed it up since Jenny told him her little trick.
All right, John with the king here. Not a bad hand.
75,000.
75. Again, he's happy to take it down.
Yeah.
Heads up.
100%.
All right, this is.
Joel likes the lookups.
he
He's a
does.
lookup guy.
And it's gonna give him tough spots here if he keeps doing it, because he's gonna have to play out of position. And he's gonna have 8 high. But when you flop an 8, not a hard time
100,000.
flop.
John flops bottom pair. Gives it up.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. He didn't even think about
I
doing
know.
it. I'm impressed.
Fun's good, right? You talked
For as
over.
many times as I've heard John say it's hard to flop a pair, he sure is just mucking pairs really easy.
Yeah.
You must just kind of know that was Joel's wheelhouse
And a
there.
good muck,
9,
too.
8, 5.
Yeah.
I would have called one street,
See what the
See the
turn
turn.
brings. Yeah.
but I'd probably have less chips than John's 360,000.
Joel with a big pocket pair. Heads up. Tens look really good.
Yeah, tens are sexy, and he goes
He
with the limp,
limps.
which I love.
I love the limping.
And it didn't work because John had queen 3, but that doesn't mean it wasn't good. They flop a
And
set.
obviously,
Check, check.
sets. Just the guy just flops sets.
7s, 8s, 9s,
That's
10s.
bet.
Yeah.
150.
Hoping that.
John's got
John had a
something
piece.
on that flop.
Well, I didn't even know that hand existed.
Yeah. 1.2 to 400,000. We are at 3-1 now.
Yeah.
A little better.
Yeah.
That means a double up on John right now means they go 50-50 again. It's a pretty good spot to be in.
John's limping with the
All in
6 3
check. Heads up.
and the 6 deuce. Okay. I'm going to predict a chop.
Yeah, 8-8-5, especially with the board pairs.
Checking,
And whoever
checking.
bets is going to win. Check, check.
Jack.
6 in the river.
They both have 6 high.
Oh, no,
You
maybe
win.
it's
Check,
6
check.
high. Oh, you got 6 high? I got 6 high.
Jesus.
Jesus, he says. Look at those hands.
I mean, you got to feel pretty happy about getting your money back
6-3.
when you're
Oh
showing
god, we
down
need to do
6
it again,
high.
if you don't mind.
Well, I mean, really, Joel is giving away half of his ante back to John. So it is a chop pot, but it's not a chop
John
pot.
wins a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I would like to say in the bottom left-hand corner there, you can see Joel has got his chips
just moved it,
placed
yeah.
perfectly in the sense of largest denomination chips out front. It
So
survived.
you guys moved in, didn't say anything.
He's got a nice little pocket for a sell to throw the
It
cards.
maddens me when people still at this point don't realize that you can't put those big chips behind.
Oh, we got the 86, limping. John with 86.
All in.
How do these guys have the same hand every time?
But this time, John's going to rip it on him here.
That's a 100K stack?
Yeah, this one is.
Yeah.
All
So
in?
this one's one.
All in.
Yeah.
340-ish.
I mean, John's got to find a spot, and he's hoping he's got 2 live cards, 50-50.
And Joel's sitting here like, I can end the tournament right now. I probably got 2 live cards, 50-50.
Ah, little does he know, they both got live cards.
Not yet.
Joel eventually gets rid of it. Says, I'll find a better spot to try and make my dreams come true with the main event.
Good. Good bet by John.
This heads up's been mildly entertaining with all of them having
Just
the same
so
hand.
silly.
I know.
And then John wakes up the very next hand with an ace. He sets it up with the all-in, and now he's got the ace as well, so it's got a legit
And
hand.
again,
Joel's going to get pissed eventually.
A7.
A7.
A7 of
Oh,
diamonds.
no.
Your
It's the
hand.
exact same hand. If he folds, who knows what'll happen.
I know. It's
Oh,
the
look at him,
hand
look at
that
him.
changed
Look
everything.
at him. He's like, oh, I dodged this bullet one time with the A7. Can I do it again? Jenny's on there on her tiptoes thinking about it.
I think John thinks he has the best hand.
John definitely thinks he has the best hand right now.
Calls.
Calls.
Call,
Ace.
call. John is kind of surprised
He
to
is,
see
like,
A7 suited on top of it.
Okay, we're in the standing. This is it.
This
This is a big 70-30 here.
What's up? Run it.
Oh, he just run it. You want to run it twice?
No, I said run it. We don't need to get the stack right. The chips right. John flops a deuce. Joel flops
Two
diamonds.
diamonds.
50-50.
70-30 the other way now.
Bang.
Diamond on the river gives Joel the winner. All diamonds. And the come from behind win.
Yeah, Joel was in dire straits a few times.
And you're right.
I
It was
swear
the
to God, like, every
A7
hand
that
you just
saves
had to
him the
get in.
first time halfway
you
through
just
the
always had to
tournament.
swipe
And it's the
somewhere. You
A7
always-
that
it was
gives
just
him the
never-
job well done.
Except that ace
Well, I do
queen
want to
hand.
say thank you to everyone who managed to watch this entire final table. It really is a great
Yeah,
final table.
it's a good final table.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot of things that happen. We see a toppling of stacks from Big Stack Jack. I'm
we
still
see
going to call the
races,
kid
yeah, he was Big Stack Jack. Bang.
Here's Joel, our winner of the 20K free roll. He did win a main event seat. He is going, confirmed through text yesterday. He is going to play Monday, day 2, day 1B.
And for those guys that are wondering if the yellow and the red matches, he has 2 children. One goes to IU, as you see. Then the other one goes to Mizzou, which is the Mizzou is the
Mizzou
yellow.
underneath.
So
Nice.
that's the red-yellow combo. I had to ask him about it. But
Yeah, he is an IU alum, so are you.
is,
You've got to be
yes,
feeling
yes.
good about that.
Feeling
well,
great.
thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing Joel more here in the next couple upcoming weeks when he's at the main event. Hopefully he takes the whole thing down. I would say, Joel, if you ever get A7 of diamonds,
You're in
jam
there.
it in there.
You're in there.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next time. Expect some more Thursday Night Poker.
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye.